Okay, I think we are live now. Welcome. I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to the Tell It to Rachel platform on women and politics. And today they get the big political debate where we go talk about two thematic areas, them we concerning to everybody in the country. But if you're just joining in, I'd encourage you to share the video, tag somebody, love, like, and share the video because we can talk about plenty things them where as Sierra Leoneans that we all concern and we want for know waiting we for do moving forward or waiting then at the minds of the political party them where they play a pivotal role not some of the issues there so today. So please, if you're just joining in, share the video and tag somebody. Welcome to the big political debate. Me with the host the program now Rachel Bangura Davis, and I want for make know say this program is broadcasted live. They broadcast this program live on Star TV. So if you do salon, you equally get the opportunity for watch this program. And I want for encourage you to say una keep the conversation going on our we make the comments them on the issues there so we can talk about because una young comments are very important to this debate because we all get parts for play in a salon politics. We all get parts for play now we homeland when as Sierra Leone. So you comment might just be of very use to the political parties that we represent today. So I want to officially welcome my panelists then today. Una welcome. I want to make family know say today we suppose actually forget 5 political party today. And unfortunately, I have to say it, unfortunately, the 2 main political parties where Salon people are really want for year from, really, they for some reason they have boycotted the debate. And I've tried to reach them. I called them directly. I've tried to reach them, but I don't get any answer from them. And this is something they knew about for quite some time, and I don't get any response or no representative vote and will replace themselves with. So basically, they have decided to boycott this very important political debate for Sierra Leoneans. And also, I want to apologize for Dr. Dennis Bright, with the represent the NGC. Unfortunately, we all are mortal man. Something happened. He's not, they keep too well, but at least he was able to send somebody where go can make SF whatever he say, they say I'm on behalf of the party. But with courtesy, he was able to do that. So welcome una all una the panelists there, and I want to make una introduce yourself at the start from Tab. Introduce yourself to Fambule, and Fambule want for know who that you represent and who that you be. You can unmute, please. Unmute, please.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It depends on which part of the world you find yourself. When I became Tababa, I represent the C4C political party.
Thank you very much, Tababa. And I move to the only woman, me said a woman, but the only woman at the panelist. Madam Femi, you can introduce yourself.
Me na Femi Claudia Skoll. Say hi to all the viewers all over the world. Me na Femi Claudia Skoll, the chairperson and leader of the Unity Party, and also Awemi COPAT, the chairperson for COP, Consortium of Progressive Political Parties.
Thank you very much. This is Madam Femi. I believe so. Now all familiar with this face and the name. You know, if you know you read the name, you go see the face. So welcome, Madam Femi of the Unity Party. And Arthur, you can introduce yourself, please.
Well, Mina Afro-Pias, Afro-Pias, and I'm the acting Western Regional Chairman for the National Grand Coalition Party. We plenty people sabi as NGC, and then I am today. We can talk to the viewers, listeners on this very important debate where our sister Rachel just introduced the topics then Tona. And we hope that we will listen and then we will make our own contribution to text and through calls. Thank you very much and God bless everybody.
Thank you very much, Arthur Pias. So these are the three political party them we present here today for this big political debate. Like I said before, and I will say it again, the two main political party, when are the APC and the SLPP, boycotted these debates for reason, I don't know, but I tried to reach out to them and they also know about this debate, even as early as yesterday. I communicated to them, and even the SLPP as early as today, I communicated to them, but for some reason they've decided to boycott this debate. But however, the debate has to go on because we have three also main political party there, and we don't play a pivotal role in recent times now the politics of Sierra Leone, and then Seth gets great concern of waiting they go on at the country. And today, like I say, now two issues we focus on because the issue them plenty in Salone, but we want to focus on two main thematic issues where Salonians they get concerned about, and we all get concerned where we need clarity and make them political party can tell we waiting at them position with some of their issues. So the one of the issue where we talk about today, now the proposed inclusive and equitable governance bill when at the TUSIM, because we all remember say this TUSIM so be a big issue, you know, that the past election. So today we can't talk about very seriously for no what's at the position of them political party there. So and also we go small inside the gender bill as well, where the inside the proposed bill where KKY put, and also the government, we see the government have done pull a gender bill. So we go look inside this small. Also, we then look at the challenges ahead of the 2022-2023 election cycle, where inside there we go talk about the electoral process, the reforms and the appointees then, because this now other big concern where some of the political parties them also don't raise. So these are the two issues then what we can look at. And I want to we start with the proposed inclusive and equitable governance bill by KKY when at the TUSIM bill. So I thought I will go for come to you first because I want to bring this bill here so, and we're going to explain to we what's in this bill they about and some other things then. So I thought I want to start with you. We know say in recent times we see KKY, they go around the media, they publicize this inclusive and equitable governance bill inside the TUSIM, especially the TUSIM business and the minimum 30% quota for women. We see they go around, you know, at this latter part. So I want to know why now when I want to introduce this bill here, why now when election day around the corner?
All right, thank you very much, Rachel. In the first place, not to now we want to introduce this bill. This is not bill with Dr. Keller from himself your own voice. He make them very clear. He done work on them over 2 years ago, where he say he literally don't beg the speaker over three times for let it allow him for getting in rights as a member of parliament for pass a private member bill where the speaker and the government printer, according to written Dr. Keller, said they don't stall the process for over 2 years. But before I go inside the bill proper, let us look into how this also happened. Let us take a quick history into how this TUSIM thing come into real time. And I'll take you back to 1973. This also began from 1973, where according to the Citizens Act of 1973, Then being say, para law day, anybody we get double allegiance, we get don't go take nationality in other parts of the world. Automatically that person they not eligible. That person not eligible for contest again for member of parliament, etc. Now this is the country. All right, so we think happen. Plenty Sierra Leoneans will go for greener pastures, we go for good jobs, good health, good opportunities for be able to take care of their families back home. They've been lost the opportunity for come back and can help this country. So the point here is we've been lost plenty good Sierra Leoneans them because of that bad law day. People that we don't get the exposure, don't go learn, don't get the education, before don't can help for transform with governance and transform with politics of this country. With delegate today, we hope say for beyond better pass how we did now. So, but in 2006, a blessed memory of Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba, he been able to come with an amendment to the Citizens Amendment Act of 1973 in 2006. That work did begin from 2004, but they make a bill in Parliament in 2006. And what can happen? Automatically, that 2006 Act they can repeal waiting been there in 1973. So that they Pakababi make a very clear say all the one that we don't lost them opportunity for take part in the development of Sierra Leone. We don't feel say you are no longer a Sierra Leonean because of you don't go take allegiance to another country as a result of greener pasture, somehow we run away from the war, etc., etc. Now all don't be reinstated. So all man for come back who can help for move this country go forward. Then they've been bringing plenty other people that maybe don't get exposure, experience, and good education now other countries therefore come now with parliament. So I want to make it clear that people will be get dual citizenship, we don't go inside with parliament from then we don't take part and they don't help for take part in the development of this country. Fast forward, during 2018, now we see this lawyer so grab back this dual citizenship law, now grab back. Me self when they talk to you so in my constituency 125 now the central part of Freetown, we've been get a parliamentarian, we win the by-elections by the name of Robert Kowa, we have been dual citizen. So he been there and he been represent we. Like I said, fast forward in 2018, now we can see this lawyer so grab. This lawyer then can we come back. Inside we law that this country, then when they restore the law properly, they talk about lacunas, spaces the way the law gets.
I want to make you go to the current. Why now KKY decide for really go out to the media?
Now they reach so. Kande Yomkela basically, I feel like we know allow me for that close on that law passage. Kande Yomkela basically don't look at this opportunity, say, we for opening up the political space. What to make you say so? Because we believe, say, plenty people in day now this other parts of Sierra Leone, or other parts of the world, were able to add value to the political space and add value to the development of this country. Kande Yomkela believes, say, because of this law, where basically they be initiated again in 2018, particularly for disqualifying for take part in the election, it not been good. And for that reason, they, as the patriotic Sierra Leoneans, let that law they can wake up back again because of this space by the constitution, where section 171, subsection 15 say any law way inconsistent with the constitution of Sierra Leone, that law is now null and void. So it can make back the 2006 repeal, when they be repealed, can become null and void. So Kande Yomkela believes, say, first of all, it's a diaspora and they contribute greatly, where we all agree to. Diaspora and they contribute greatly to the development of this country. The UNDP don't tell you, say, then they provide about 25 to 30% of the country economy through remittances. What in that one they mean? It means say diaspora them, and then they send money from overseas to the country for help with homes, with families, and for survive, because most of us are in absolute and generational poverty. Can the Yomkela also look at the fact that diaspora and they get companies in this country, they get businesses, then they pay taxes, then they pay local tax. Income tax, so they pay NRA, city council, they pay tax for them businesses there. Diaspora then they depend, where they provide importation, that is, that they bring goods and carry this country where we not able to provide, where we as Sierra Leoneans then they live on. So basically, you look at all of that, and you look at the education and the expertise where most of the diaspora and back there we don't get, where like you can add for help for develop this country, because we believe that the NGC say not a one-man group for develop this country. So with that kind of reason, we look like a way a diaspora like Maggie Baggy represents Sierra Leone at the Olympic. He fly the Salon flag high. Look like a way Idris Elba can at this country. We see President Bayo automatically again with passport as a citizen of this country. So because it been feels, it look like during the time of COVID, we see a Sierra Leonean diaspora by the name of Anthony Rudiger. He give this country money for help for fight the COVID-19. So we get people then within the diaspora. They don't feel like for say the government or the laws the way they, not they make them feel like a proper Sierra Leoneans again. And as a result of that, they feel neglected. And as a result of them feeling neglected, they're not able for help in the development of the country or take part in the political space of Sierra Leone.
Yes, okay. Basically, you not really go into the question. I'm like, why now? Because now na election time. Is Kande doing this to win the support of the diaspora, or why now? Because you still not get to me question. Why now?
I don't answer why now. Why now?
Why not the first year of Kande?
Well, basically, I don't give you a background. Say, not to now this thing don't begin. Okay. This thing don't begin from where Kande Omkela enter inside Parliament. Because first of all, it was a manifesto promise. Like I told you, it was part of the NGC manifesto. It was also part of the SLPP manifesto. President Bio from Iomont Sesef and the presidential debate, we talk and say, therefore be inclusive, therefore allow diaspora for votes, therefore wipe away this to sim business, etc., etc. So Kande, as a sincere politician and a patriotic one, he know how that law they almost want for put in political career to an end, with all waiting he want for contribute to the development of this country. And you know plenty other diaspora the way we want for coming and help. And this law not just care for benefit NGC. People need to understand, say NGC not get diaspora support as compared to APC on the 60 years and SLP on the 60 years. But what thing can they in particular about is say anything we good for Salone, it go put multi and it go perfect for them. Anything we inimical, we're not friendly, we're not good for Salone, it not go support us. So in belief say, be it APC or SLPP or C4C, if you're not diaspora, we're competent enough for can add on the political space for improve the governance, bring developments in this country. We all need for benefits from that one day. That is the reason why we're doing it now.
Okay, I want to remind Famul and say the comment section, make una comments at the comment section on the issue that what we talk about. Like I said, una all input very, very important because una all Sierra Leoneans and una get right to anything where they go on that the political space that's alone. So una keep the conversation going and we talk about the real issues where they affect we all as Sierra Leone, especially the diaspora. This is a very important issue and I hope say una all they pay attention to that. I'm still there with you, Arthur of NGC. As APC, it's unfortunate, like I said, the APC and the SLPP boycotted this debate because I was going to say that APC at that time, before the election of the last election, they had the majority. And then not say this bill here, so this to seem issue here, so don't become an issue. And then decide for left and so when they had time actually for amend that issue there. But is it that they were just trying to punish the diaspora when they're not able for vote or not able for take part in the political process na Salone? Is it a deliberate act from the APC when they get the opportunity at that time to amend that to Simbi?
As I will try to give you a background, that to Simbi don't be amended by President Kaba with a repeal in 2006. But the mistake would have been made, they not been do the amendment on the Constitution, the 1991 Constitution. And the 1991 Constitution, now this lacuna, they now be explained tell you. This space, so the law actually make provision in section 171, subsection 15, say any law were inconsistent with the provisions of the 1991 Constitution, that law didn't avoid. So what think can happen after we President Kababi don't do that repeal in 2006? Other law they will say any law will repeal the old law automatically. I mean, any amendment will repeal the old amendment automatically. That the new amendment they come into play. So the 2006 Amendment Citizens Act, we don't make diaspora, then we don't begin to take part, and we don't go inside parliament, then they contest, then they win, then they take part in the development of this country. So when it comes to 2018 election, the APC party by then they look for an opportunity for strangulate or for disenfranchise Dr. Yomkela. And because the threat where NTC party don't develop the momentum and APC want for win the election, I understand at that particular moment they find everything possible for disenfranchise Dr. Kande Yomkela. So then go look at the law books, then they see this earlier where the law then call lacuna, say, oh, this is what we can use for make this man not able to participate in the election. So in the process, even some of their members of parliament were also affected. Like in my own constituency where the member of parliament have been to see Gobot Kowa, they end up for getting symbol again for 2018 election because they've been dual citizen. They end up go get other posts. So they also sacrifice their own good parliamentarian just for disqualify a particular individual in Dr. Kande Yomkela. So they go wake that law back again, bring and come back again, can make the law can become active. So where the law don't become topical and debatable as we discuss and so now. So basically, waiting Dr. Yomkela in the say now, okay, me lucky I be done denounce my citizenship long ago and the law able for betting. But what about the other good side as a week able for can help for develop this country? Are we going to neglect them? So that is why he said opening the political space. Give people them an opportunity where one for come and help this country. We don't get the right expertise, don't get the right education, don't get the right exposure, for can transform the politics and the political administration of Sierra Leone. And from this bipolar system of red and green, from this pattern of which people are loyal to political parties over their country. That is why he said, let us open up the political space, irrespective of whosoever the diaspora and whosoever party you support, you all go come in and can help for develop the country. So that is exactly how.
All right, final question before I move to me other panelists then. We see say this BNTM, because according to you, and even with the interview that I have that I had with KKY, say this bill, if we don't push behind the scene for the past 3 years. And it been talk say when it bring a hand to light to the president, Julius Maada Bio, the president being welcome the bill. And inside this bill, like I say, the gender one been there inside, and the Tusim and other things that been there inside with them and call all things as the omnibus bill. But right now, we don't see in recent times, inside July, we pass so the government, the president and the cabinet approved the gender bill. And also, recently again, we see say they don't make some amendments and adjustments. Now it's the same bill where the SLPP, they say whether you are born in Salone and go take citizenship, or whether you people are born, for example, America, and take citizenship, you all get rights for play and the politics of Salone. So all this, was it prompted by the KKY bill, or do you feel like on a bill the SLPP just hijack on a bill, because these are things that they push and they don't gain a momentum when the SLPP begins to bring down the gender bill and this to see amendments with it make? Do you feel like your whole bill was hijacked?
Well, of course, first of all, it clearly shows that for 2 years to 3 years, Dr. Yomkela don't push for this bill, for them just gazette the bill, let at least people lay in a parliament, for them debate them. They're not agree. So Dr. Yomkela become frustrated because it was a manifesto promise, and it been get from meet to the promise we don't make for the people of Sierra Leone, be it locally or on the diaspora. So basically, they decide for go public and say, well, look, public, look what I don't effect for over 3 years now. Then people are still on the stall this process. So as a result of that, then they build momentum, because like I said, it was a manifesto promise from even the government of Sierra Leone, from President Bio himself. So we build momentum. People from all political parties, be it APC now, C4C now, NGC now, SLPP, let's begin pile pressure, because we not forget, say, political parties have been sourced most in most cases by diaspora contributions. So, and then diaspora, they already pay their contribution, and then party they are, and they help develop support groups. Then self one for be part in the decision making of the country. Then self one for getting involved. So that pressure they will come on the government because Dr. Mkela don't put the bill in public. The government now they try to find a way, not for give Dr. Mkela the credit, but let them take the credit as if now they want for do am. As if they want for do am. That is why you see automatically the gender Attorney General and the Minister of Gender, they don't go get cabinet approval, quick one. You don't see, they don't also pull another quick one for the dual citizenship way come up from the AG in office, etc., etc. We're basically not exactly waiting kind of say, because like I said, the omnibus bill talk about gender, it talk about the fixed date for election, it talk about for let it resign 6 months to the presidential election for people that work in public offices and other things that we get for do with the diaspora voting, etc., etc. So you find out, say, then take part of that bill, then go to for customizer into their own bill for let them get the credits. So you see the insincerity in the part of government.
So in all sincerity, Una, they feel say the NGC feel that your bill was hijacked, or because they don't want to make KKY get the praise.
Well, the good thing is whosoever give diaspora the opportunity for take part in the government of Sierra Leone, be it KKY or the government, we NGC not get problem with that. As long as the diaspora them able for take part in the development of Sierra Leone, they can add on the political space. As long as they do what is right for the people of this country, we NGC not get problem with that, because waiting with the support now waiting good for everybody. So now we initiate them, now we make them public, but if the government feels they don't want for let we do them, let we get credits, then one for do them and take the credit. As long as the people of Sierra Leone benefit, we don't get problem with that.
All right, thank you very much. Well spoken, Arthur. You don't clear that side, and you know, we get a lot of diaspora where they watch me now, and they're concerned because their concern is the Sierra Leoneans then back home not willing and ready for accept them, you know, when they go home. So those are some of the concerns, but we go also look at them as we go on with the program. I want for Kanto you C4C. We don't hear all of this waiting Arthur don't talk, and we don't see recent happenings, how the government don't push the gender bill, how they don't push, especially on the TUSIM. So as C4C party, Una think say this TUSIM saga for amend before the election, what's in our position on that? Tam.
Well, good evening again, good afternoon. We position on this TUSIM saga, first and foremost, they even talk say the government's past government we encounter that particular bill say for stop Sierra Leoneans and for participating in the national election or whatsoever development as partners as a Sierra Leoneans then. He was not objective to the people of Sierra Leone and not being fair to Sierra Leoneans then. One for let politicians and start for do. Most of them people then they way left Sierra Leone. They're not left Sierra Leone by their own free revolutions, like they willingly one for left Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone was a post-conflict country. We get a rebel war for 11 years. That is almost 1 decade plus a year. And almost 95% of every Sierra Leonean will migrate from one position to another position. Then find themselves in different parts of the world based on the present situation we've been in Sierra Leone. If not any government, we're very sober. We government where they come watch for the livelihood of the citizens of that country. That government did the first thing them for be not do, them for be take a primary responsibility for amend that particular law. Say we need for open Sierra Leone election process to every Sierra Leonean, because most of them Sierra Leoneans they not left this country based on them say the opportunities are there, they just want to abandon their country and go. This is a country we don't get 11-year war. People were devastated. People and they all over the world, and if try to find a survivor, it means how them for able to get stability, for take care of them family or themselves. So if you can't, take them one and they all as a constitution. And these are some of the factors then which lead to the brutal rebel war, fair to justice to the people of Sierra Leone. The TRC make that recommendation there. So for like a government will all rule for 10 years plus, can just see say, oh, a few threats or certain people say we come on the diaspora, or certain people say we don't go reside in another part of the country, other part of the world, and not for participate on national election. That was the disappointment. I believe say APC no able send representatives at this forum. They're not able to sit down here because they know say if some of you there some questions and they ask them, they're not able to answer them questions. And one thing where I want for making two political parties, they wouldn't don't feel say they all Sierra Leone hostage, the APC and the SLPP. Then therefore no say Sierra Leone does not belong to them. Sierra Leone belongs to Sierra Leoneans. The interest of the people then therefore come law amends to be amended. Tijan Kabakam of blessed memory, certain laws then they would be very archaic. Another constitution, that 1991 constitution, it makes sure say it try for amend certain laws then they for suit every Sierra Leoneans then, which give most of them platform for make even participate into the 2002 election and 2007 election, even 2018 election. So if you as a government, where you can, because the primary responsibility of president or a sitting president of that country, it's like the constitution supposed to be your Bible, where you can get for start read the constitution from start to finish. Based on that, makes this particular bill, we as a C4Cians, with the 100% support kind of Unikela for make a push, and it will get with support for make it achieve this particular goal. I don't care if the government hijack can, probably some good things the way they come from the other political party. The government will see unnecessary say this is good for the citizens for make a pass. What's necessary here, the bill go through and every Sierra Leonean get equal platform for participate in the national issue. That's now one of the things.
Yes, inside the constitution, this to sim section, inside the constitution punished one part and left the other one, the 1991 constitution. It punished the one where say, you were voluntary, you born as alone and come, for example, America, and voluntarily take citizenship, you not get right for participate. But you were then born, for example, America, where not on your fault, get right for be president as alone, for be vice president, for take any position as alone. So now so the constitution don't make them. But we see recently the SLPP government, they don't try for, amend that part there, and they're willing for open the political space where whether you born as alone or you're not born as alone, the political space open for you for be president or vice president or anything where you want for be inside the political space. So as C4C, why you think say, given this scenario, why you think say the constitution for punish one set of diaspora and left the other one there?
Because the people that also write the 1991 constitution with due respect to them, then write that constitution based on their own selfish agenda. It was not on the interest of Sierra Leoneans then. In fact, a lot of people in them say the constitution people in the referendum will get to vote for that particular constitution was doctored. And with no, I believe say that is true, because to start with, in the first place, it not even makes sense to them. We say, na me born me picking them in America. But me we born them, or me born me picking them at the diaspora. Me we born them, I not get right for participate in any aspect. So now just for tell you say, they want for stop young picking force we born and they want for family for stop them. How then they stop them? Country lives about individual and culture. It just start like a country just start like a home setting. Now me they give you picking the value of a Sierra Leone. Now me they get the surface for letting us a Sierra Leone in home. Most of the picking they were born at the diaspora, like America here. I go tell you, say, and the parent then get for encourage for let even accept, say, I'm a Sierra Leone and I want to go back. You don't already discourage this person, the parents. We get for lead this picking for make it go no in culture. How you want to let the parent be pleased and take the picking to the culture? So it don't even make any sense to them. A country like Ghana, when Ghana want for open up, what did they do? John Kufuor, when John Kufuor take leadership, the first thing we do now for amend the citizenship right to Ghanaians there. Guess how Ghana they benefit? If Sierra Leone, any of the leaders them, you don't think to that. Ghana right now, then get a insurance scheme where every Ghanaians them, it will be a choice now when you outside Ghana, you pay $5 or $10 to Ghana. Instead of certain money the way Ghana they borrow, where they pay with interest, what thing they do? Then they go tap into this citizens diaspora insurance scheme, then they take them for develop Ghana. So guess what thing don't happen? Because of that political map where they open towards Ghanaians. Most of the Ghanaian doctors they were born here, were born overseas with a Ghanaian parent then. Automatically they go Ghana for go practice. In the final say the sub-region on Ghana, it get the most medical system, the most good institution become them values them. We them picking the we born here, work and we don't learn, we them can go back at them countries and it is like people they open up for go there for invest into Ghana. You see the Ghana politics, not that they not get into politics, they not then get them. But when it comes to the issue of Ghana, then take them very seriously. So guess what don't happen now? All international, most of the international organizations, 85% of all the organizations, the headquarters in Ghana, then they open at the sub-region of West Africa. The reason because they get stability, and most of them picking the way they don't open up to. Most of the institutions, then the influence the institutions then for good. So for make you talk, say, the person we born in Peking, we go for lead to the culture. This person get right. But how you go lead this person to your culture where the person is not even willing to accept you for carrying you have been stopped halfway. So it not make sense to me. It be very naive, and I talk to up to now is anybody we can amend that citizen diaspora citizenship right. You make an open up. You as a president, you as a member of parliament, if you not say you honest with the constituency, you do the good job of the constituency. Normally, I can take an example of the former Tanzania president who died. Me not Sabian one day, you know Sabian one day. We know the Tanzania, but we know say the guy was a good leader. So if you are a good leader, you don't need to block people. Them just do what they do. The people will change by the strength of the time.
Okay, all right. We continue with this conversation, and then they can move to Madam Femi. But I want to remind Fambul and say, una share this video because of very, very important information where they come out from them political parties there. So where we need for listen and understand, especially una way at the diaspora. Una we want for go back, una we get concerned with this to see, una need for share this video so that other people can go benefit from their information there. So, Madam Femi, make a count to you. Haven't had all of this, and you self don't coincide the political space as woman. What's in a una party position when it comes to this to steam? What's in a una own position on this to steam? Now for unmute you.
This to seem issue. Now, one way, I know say the primary person with a design for Cage was Kande. By default, maybe for end up they be what's called collateral damage. Because even the day where we go.
What do you mean by who that then designer for Cage, the APC designer for Cage?
Well, they raise them up.
Okay.
They raise the issue up at that particular crucial time.
Okay.
For Cage Kande. And I realized, say, going along that whole thing day, people then began get that mentality, that thinking, they say, this is a Cage Mammy Claudia School as well. So during that period, they must have get a lot of questions. The way people, they ask me the question, the citizenship. So you go get people, the same points where everybody don't make so far, where get a love for salon. We're not left here because then glady. Then left for greener pastures. We want for can't give back. In my own case, I've been lucky that I not ever take American citizenship. But till the day of the election, I still get a question there because people are not been believing me. They're not been believed, say for real, that I not been get to see. And just as after they say, myself get a friend with a very progressive female parliamentarian, Honorable JK, we end up not get the symbol. Again, she too was collateral damage. So they lost good people then. Was it an effort to forget one person? But I think to say if Sierra Leone really want to open up, not just the political space alone, but economically, developmentally, want to really open up, we get for make we rules them favorable. If somebody don't left, go not to out of happiness, make a left in your home and go. It's because we know they provide the service then, we still know they provide them things and then now we're gonna make people then left. But if you get a policy where you feel say, look, okay, I don't care, take what America get for offer me. Now I want to go back to my country, I want to go give back, which was the way when me the thing. Say, I can't bear the worry about the Democrats and the Republicans. It really no benefits me grand picking them. Waiting to benefit me grand picking them, and waiting they happen back home. So I think to say this to same thing, I think now one way that we really ought to get rid of once and for all. Let we open up that space there that people were able to give back, we want to give back. And look, there are so many obstacles then they put in the Park of Diasporans and for Kanko. Very many. I mean, even as, and we really, they appreciate the input from the diaspora community, where they're able to maintain, I mean, like what they do so now. You're opening up the space for able for articulate waiting our concerns, for able to articulate waiting our fears. But in all fairness to waiting after they say, it was over about 2 years ago that Kande gave me a copy of this bill. So me no say, you don't say, I don't get me bill long, why don't they read them from where can they give me? That they were simply frustrating it. And some of what they ask me too, who now wants for take the glory? It's coming to election time now. So
you think say the SLPP, you think say the SLPP want for take the credit rather than work with the KKY in bill?
Well, look, if they don't begin work with the man from 2 years ago, the bill would have been refined, would have been fine-tuned, people would have had their inputs. Me not ask the KKY for give me a copy. He personally gave me a copy. Let me read them and give me some of your input. So had we all had an opportunity, but the SLPP has a way of operating. Now they're one grain guesses. And they now end up rushing bills through without proper, where they should consult, they do not consult. They merely inform. And there's a section there in Kande's bill where they talk about no more than 2/3 of one gender for being in parliament. Then we look at the case of the gender bill, when they don't go through cabinet and waiting. Before I for come on your show, I send my secretary go na Salon Bookshop for go get me a copy. I'm assuming that this bill must have been gazetted. Nothing.
So the gender bill, I'm coming, ma'am. So the gender bill where His Excellency the President and in cabinet member they approve, not they out on the not gazettement.
No, man. They're
So
not
you haven't.
gazetted.
So it's like you're saying you have. It's not in the public domain. You haven't seen it.
No, it is not. I mean, when the bill is gazetted, you go to a bookshop, you buy them. You can't sit down, you study them. There's no such thing. And imagine a couple of weeks back, when Mimi still lay out, there was some sort of a consultation, some kind, I don't know if I'm in conference or something.
Yeah, I'm coming to that, man. That's where I want to go. Talking about the gender bill, make we just move there now swiftly and make we go to other issue. And not say yes, as a woman, we are saying the challenges and the roadblocks, just being a woman in the political space, it is tough. Not talking about being a flag bearer. It's extra tough for women then. So what are your reaction when you just mentioned the gender bill? What are your reaction? And then what's for this gender bill where the president and cabinet approve? What's your reaction or what's your take? And also any provision there inside this bill for protect women there and for provide a safe and secure environment for women, especially during political campaigns?
We don't see nothing. We go for Bayam. I mean, all I have is a few highlights from the bill. So for me, it speaks.
But there was you talk about there was a consultation, a 3 days consultation when the gender bill was discussed. That particular consultation, that the gender bill not be available.
Wait a minute. Let me not mix up the different consultation then. The meeting that they had, I believe in Aberdeen, I don't know which of the hotel there, that political parties were invited to. Mm-hmm. When they reached there, the minister cancelled the meeting and the meeting is supposed to be postponed. And we are still waiting for the date of the next meeting.
The meeting will be for waiting.
Now for discuss the gender bill.
Okay.
So when the minister reached there, apparently, she said she assumed that this meeting was for, I think, PPIC. I'm not sure if Ato was at that meeting and whoever else. Now for PPIC and for UDAT. So when you go, you see all the political parties then, we all sit down there, they wait for a report, this gender bill. she canceled the meeting. It was canceled. And so far, as we talk so now, we are yet to be called to the subsequent meeting for let me discuss them. But even if una still not on gazette una bill, it speaks to one thing, Rachel. It tell you say there is a degree of inefficiency, there is a degree of malfunctioning in this SLPP administration. All along, in everything where me they see where then they do, there is a lack of consultation. There is a lack of hanging heads. I don't know how many PhDs are in their administration, but they think with them alone, one man sense, nine sense. So a gender bill like this should be out in the public domain. We are all supposed to be able to read it. We are all supposed to have input. But I fail to see how we can even discuss it intelligently.
So basically,
on your show.
You cannot discuss it, or you cannot talk about the things that I asked you because you not see the bill 8.
Well, I mean, the few highlights within at this page, then they talk that they're saying the bill does not cover safe motherhood. The bill does not discuss the FGM issue, that the bill, political empowerment of women, the bill also talks of enlightenment of men in the process. So I am anxious to see the bill. If you are saying it's a gender bill, I am thinking that you are thinking women's empowerment, you are thinking women's issues. Why cancel the meeting? Have the meeting, Madam Minister, have the meeting and kapu sense. Even if na nonsense, they're all good for good talk, give them a moment to dialogue with you. Okay, you are here now. I wasn't expecting you, but let me listen to what your input is. That did not happen. And this is the way that the SLPP operates. That's the way they operated on cyber bill. That's the way they operated on decentralization bill. That's the way they operate. This is the MO. So how would you get it right? How would you get it right?
Okay, thank you, Madam Femi. I'll come back to you. Arthur, make a car with you because we just round up with this TUSIM issue and make we see what's in the stands and the position of the political parties then, and make the diaspora then able to understand what's in the self now their own position or how now self go able to address them concern. And one of the concern is they are worried and concerned that they are not accepted when they go salon, the home base, they accept them on the home base, then feel threatened by their presence and everything. How as NGC for able for Gida education they to both sides, the home base and the diaspora for make themselves see say the diaspora they can contribute, not for can take. They're coming to contribute, they're coming to give back, not to come and take, and allay the fears of the home base then, because that's a big issue. That is why sometimes we get this roadblock and this obstacle for the diaspora and for Canada, and the diaspora themselves then they afraid say anytime we cancel, if we say that they can't take their job them, if we say that they can't take this, if we say they can't take, can you please just allay their fears? And how na go able as NGC for able for communicate and educate the home base then?
In the first place, where you talk, I remember in 2018 when people say, "Usai can they come out? They don't want their votes. Now UN garage." Those are the kind of grimaces our local people use to discourage meaningful and proper, sober-minded diaspora who want to come in and support this country. Basically, waiting at the catch behind this thing. Our local people who have been in this politics for 60 years now, they're so selfish and they want the political space just for themselves because then they enjoy having the shebam according to them. After 10 years, then they can cut the cake, then they back shebam to cup and cut the cake. They develop himself and family, then they send the young people and go overseas or study and get good education. Then we they left the suffer. Basically, it is all because of selfishness. So they are being scared that the way how politics they work na salon, if the diaspora then come, there might be a possibility of transformation for the good in the interest of the people. Most people in the diaspora don't see how administration they work in other countries. They don't benefit from the systems the way they work in other countries. They don't benefit from the independence of institutions in other countries. So with those mindsets, with the level of integrity, where they don't see, where they don't use for bribe, they're not used for pass brown envelope for let things be done at the right thing. Then go one for come in and for come apply such expertise and pattern of operations for the administration of this country. We people at home not want that one day. Then one time for the like I be so. From me, mama born me now. So if this is like a normal norm. So people for accept the situation as it is. And if for they as bad as it is, where a sitting minister, they get a parliamentarian, they call the people of this country, say, if we not stand up with them in the parliament because of corruption, they say, I'm going to go before this nation. And the people, our local people, the same very local people, we did not say a word until the parliamentarian go back and take his statement back and say, I not mix again. Now maybe I not say again. So they want those kind of systems to continue in our culture, in our politics, in our governance. So they go continue for the get away with them and enrich themselves. So basically it's just that they are scared. Then just the scared say,
so how not go able for balance? How not go able for bring that balance and educate, you know, the home base them, the locals in Sierra Leone for tell them say the diaspora, they're coming to give back, they're coming with their expertise and all the resources and all of that for can build Sierra Leone. How not go able for bridge the gap?
Well, basically what do they do now sensitization through community level, talk to we membership. Based order they join NGC, they join the party based on the principles and the ideologies of the party. So what we do is we educate our members. Platforms like this, we don't invite you, we don't come and we can share our experiences for people to understand and be able to transform the message to other people. But the bone of contention here is politics in Sierra Leone now. For APC and SLPP, it is their only hope and source of wealth and income and opportunities. So our local people don't depend on the private sector again for development. They all depend on the national cake. So for them, what's not happen, the dependence is so high, they don't believe in them, and then party they are going to make them better, and then party they are going to make them grow, and then party they are going to make them get opportunity for get wealth, job, and take care of their family. So they don't want for share the space with meaningful people who we're going to contribute in the interest of the country. They are being greedy and selfish for keep this space for themselves. So it is very difficult for you to get the support of local politicians, especially from APC and SLPP, for support the kind of idea they are, which can lead to transformation of the country. So you never get the sincerity from them. That is why you see then minister and cabinet they rush, they put gender bill when not develop the bill. That is Antifemi explained exactly what happened. I was part of that meeting. We got it fully prepared for go contribute to the development of the bill, and then they cancel the meeting. Waste with time, waste with energy and preparation and all of that.
And according to the minister, the immediately they approved, the cabinet approved that bill. According to the minister, statement, it was on social media as well, say then go gazette them immediately.
Well, Antifemi just don't give you a clear understanding. Say he sent for get a copy now the Salon bookshop. You know they did. So we don't know if they don't buy all the bookshop, all the books at the bookshop. But you know that the end it's not in public. You know,
okay, I see Madam Femi said one for comments on this diaspora and home base, you know.
Okay, when Madam Femi done, I will talk about the party position to the gender.
Sure, I'll get back to you. That they will round up. Yes, Madam Femi.
No, I want to disagree on certain level about the local people. The local people not bear that prejudice there between diaspora and home base. It is at a particular level. Now there they get this coming into the space with your integrity, you good, where you whether I go say for like we shade, you say you know mix. It is at a particular level. As far as local people are concerned, Rachel, the concern now waiting for it. So when people come with businesses, but it is very sad. not just on a political level. The number of good people who come to Sierra Leone are frustrated. I know someone who just brought farming equipment, containers of farm equipment. Where in order personally 2 months for let that man able clear them things then they from Wataki. It's wrong. It is wrong. And when you look, if you look deep, I know they're inside the arrangement, but to me, God, now because they're not getting mass, now I make them work frustrated, and because those things were supposed to be duty-free. So there's a certain level where they get that animosity. There are doctors where they come, where they look the system, they are so frustrated. Because when you want to do things in a particular way, and as the president says, he says everybody is corrupt, so that he talk now the radio. So when you can now and you want to do things orderly, Rachel, then I not go lie tell you, it's my frustration on a daily basis. And on every single level, you want to register your business, you want to go and do things, but put in and there you get for use agents, you get for you give mass before you clear our attack. I mean, it's frustrating. So people come, they take a look at us, at our disorganization, at every level, and then clear out, go back. The local people, then they glad it because them you so you don't have animosity, not on the local level for diaspora.
But from the top.
Yes, and that is
Okay.
why as the C4C gentleman is saying, people will go to Ghana. I know Sierra Leoneans who have now gone to Ghana and they have been welcomed with open arms because the systems worked. Now we believe, say, we want for God, we chap. I mean, let us take a look at what has happened with the mayor and the city council. Where the councillors and the Barantasi, this chief administrator is not functioning, he's not performing. Minister of Local Council, Yang. Minister of Western Area, Yang. Mr. President, Yang. And they're hearing and they're seeing. And you have a mayor that is performing, where in account for her implement systems and things that she knows would benefit Freetown. When they call you and go ACC for go ask and waiting. Nonsense. And there are criminals sitting there in cabinet when I then for go ACC. And they are not going to ACC. So
thank you very much for your response, Madam Femi. I want to move over to Tab from the C4C, make yourself respond. There we go. Close this particular segment with the gender bill, waiting on a position.
Madam Femi and my brother, I tell you, thank you for contributions towards your own development. These governments, Richard, now one of the governments with the highest lie and fake promise to Sierra Leoneans in terms of everything, they know they get the thing right. Just because they don't see some certain people they don't want to come up with this thing, they're not going to fix the agenda. If the government are very serious governments, this government get manifesto. And they tell you, say this government 0.2% of their manifesto, they know able to accomplish in say 3 years. So for letting them go hijack things then, these are all political parties then as Sierra Leone, where they represent different peoples then, you call them for goodness sake. If now government was serious, we are they go discuss very serious something about the future of the country. Why you not been done send and inform a memo to them people and they say this people they cancel one, they allow them people and they for drive, wasting time, go sit down at that they should say it is a reckless government. There's no way we will call this government if not a reckless government. From the leadership, from the president, they not take Sierra Leone and then serious, they not take a in your office, they deceive and the lie we take leadership now SLPP with the power. That's why if go rule Sierra Leone. And you know they rule a country like a family property. Sierra Leone get brainstem. You can even tap in Kanda Yunkela. You can go tap into the SLPP, the opposition stem. You can tap with people then for come with them. Now you didn't have the presidency. For goodness sake, anything will happen, any development will take place now, Sierra Leone presently. It be saying a Kanda Kauta. Now opposition na APC Kauta. President Bio, you must get a praise. Now under your leadership you come. You must get the praise. Why you don't want to tap into serious Sierra Leoneans there? Look like the embarrassment where the embarrassed candidate just because candidate stand for the truth. You go compare kind of Yunkela in participation at parliament with MP when Honorable Sir Emasi Lamina, when they take a government vehicle, when I get to Emasi Lamina, then when I say kind of Yunkela not supposed to get a government vehicle where they represent a party. This is the deceive of the government where we get. The member of parliament is my member of parliament, but the same thing we go to Sori, if we go to Peter, they are all representing their party. They know the state fund where they can as well, and know they can because they therefore identify, say, oh, Richard, now you forget them because you know SFP. This is something where they by the law. So the gender bill, my sisters, we will push so because to start with, any country where women they don't begin to take leadership, there is a possibility for that country to grow. Women are the steering bearers of development. Any country where they neglect women's then roles in leadership, that country they head for calamity. We see how what's in they push the West here. I will tell you, say, look like an example, like a Rwanda. How women them participation in leadership in Rwanda. How
what's in with the gender bill now, where the government they try for push because it's like KKY in Yon Dongo and Cyphers. Now the government they champion their own gender bill. So now the government gender bill now, what's on our own party in stand when it gonna parliament when are able to approve this gender bill where the government they push or where the government and the cabinet and the and the president to approve.
On a very serious note, Richard, I tell you say C4C presently is in the well of parliament is not organized. I know one for Sidona and make a statement, we go be a minute apostle when they lie, and not one for deceive people there with me word. And the C4C caucus leadership, when all on no say, we as a party hierarchy, we don't say with the change with caucus leader. The Speaker of the House, where Barabio and Empower government impose on Sierra Leoneans them, refuse to take with party structure. He refused for take with party. Let us show sense. Now this Honorable Francis Bendu na we caucus leader. He refused because he want for use Honorable Sir Emasi Lamina and two of impose them for just pass them crook and bills that already passed. So as far as I'm concerned, in C4C will not get structure today. So anything where they can adjust the other side. If I tell you, say, 5 of the MPs are already under the party structure, where they head by Honorable Francis Bendu, I can assure you, say, then 5 of the MP, anything where they put at that table for supporting national development, I assure you, say, will they support them people, and then they support the bills, and then 5 MPs then go put the hand for let it be go through. But the 3 of the member of parliament, then they na President Bio in payroll, then they na President Bio in pockets for deceive the people of Sierra Leone. So I'm not able to talk, say this is 100% we C4C we able for do. Because we already divide na the well of parliament. We don't even get leadership na the parliament. Because we leader all send the Speaker of the House say not recognize her. And the leader we did as a party will not recognize him. He's not our leader, not our leader of as far as we concerned, Emasi Lamina is already leader for SFP, but not for C4C.
So technically Emasi Lamine they na the books of SLPP.
SLPP, you know, they in the book of not to C4C. We don't change that because to start with, if we right now we get with structure, Madam Femi know the party structure, not to the parliament speaker, the dictator would have for be with leader. Now we send representatives and they. Now we have for be with leader, now we for choose them, not to the speaker for choose that for be with leader. So if we don't say we don't change with leader, we don't have you for tell we say we don't for change with leader, and we are not subject to SLPP. C4C is a political party, just like SLPP or APC or any other political party. We are registered in Sierra Leone. We are paying our dues as you guys, as SLPP is paying. So why you need for the take to win? So in that structure now based on that bad leadership make, the parliament have no control. But because they're not able to carry with them kind of nonsense and they to NGC, what they do now for marginalized kind of young anything where they come up with for embarrass and kind of things them, so the country will still to and guess what's in the happen? The government of Marabio, now the country they embarrass to international people say, because they know exactly what is going on in Sierra Leone. So you have to fully.
Okay, Mike, I can to you, Arthur, make we just wrap up now this gender bill here. So what's in the space, what's in the flexibility, or whose kind Those kind of space what una don't open for woman them now the NGC party, the political space within the party leadership and structure. Which kind of space one don't open for woman them? And equally, if this gender bill go na parliament, if the NGC will support the gender bill from the government.
I smile, we say if we go to parliament, if we go support, I just smile first. Anyway, first of all, we at the NGC, we believe in women's empowerment, and we lead that on demonstrate that from 2015, when we even decided for run for president of this country, Canada's country, during President Obama, with Sherry Blair, he helped raise $500,000 for this country for support women business in this country. Now, for us in the NGC, before Dr. Mkela, they put that bill together, it's all put to we, and we all give a contribution towards women and the importance of women in our politics and governance. First of all, we believe that women are caregivers, not even supposed to, they are caregivers. So they go look after, when they into parliament or they get more political appointments, then go look after the people of this country, because then mama them, and then their primary responsibility now for take care of the kingdom, of the family, or the home. We believe that women are less corrupt than men. So in terms of the kind of we see corruption in this country, the kind of way women then go team up for fight corruption, we know say they go do and better off than man. We believe that women are peacekeepers. Women are in a better position for develop and for sustain peace, because when trouble come, now women can suffer more past the man and they can left with the picking them, etc., etc., etc. But we also look at the barriers. The way they make women they're not into political office, especially parliamentary seats or for win parliamentary elections. So we propose a debate between political parties for safe seats per every district, because of the barriers the way they make women they're not going to parliament, because we normally can give positions or a parliamentary symbol to women then, but you are not certain that even when you don't give them parliamentary symbol for go through the election, you are not certain that these women will actually come up victorious for the election. So that is why we suggest for a safe seat, at least every district will get a particular seat where all party now women will give symbol. So in other words, we are sure that 30% of women will go into parliament, be it APC or NGC or C4C or SLPP. The reasons why we try to consider that and want public to give their opinion, Dr. Mkela, with wisdom and the party, they look at the political bias. Some people can give symbol to people to women them that area the way they consider say they are not strong. For example, if APC want to give symbol na Western area or na McKinney, they are sure say they go win. But if they want to give symbol na Bo as it is now, then they doubt if they go win. So in most cases, with them party there, they're not going to be sincere with women. They can give symbol to women there. Now places that they consider as strongholds, places that they're not assured of victory. So they can just give the woman and say, "We're go take chance. If it happen, it happen." So we look at the political bias, say we want to fight against that. Secondly, the willingness of government for include women then into the politics of Sierra Leone. So we want to get a legislation. We're going to ensure say yes. For true women, then they get at least a minimum of 30%. We look at the physical bias when it comes to campaign, like Auntie Femi, Nami Auntie, and Nami senior politician where they learn from my back. You know, Auntie Femi basically not a woman. For letting for campaign a constituency where get over 60,000 people with a geographical landscape, up hills, down the slums, it is difficult for her as a woman for be able for get a kind enthusiasm day for go about and for campaign. It will be too tough for her because of in physical structure not able for get a kind strength day as to waiting man will get. You look at the cultural biasness in we country, some places and they way, it is just that woman not for lead. You know, based on culture.
So what's on a party? What's on a party position now?
Yes,
because
basically, that's what I'm saying.
What's on a party position now for CICE una incorporate that gender bill the way they talk about all NTR, I believe so, the safe seats, the, woman and forget 30% and everything. What's on a position? Are you ready to incorporate that moving forward? Especially there are so many recommendations when we come on at that 3 days conference, we talk about, say, woman them, if the party structure, the woman, the chairman, now woman, the deputy, the chairman, a man, the deputy for the woman. So woman self go able to take that role day, that leadership role day, on a party position, on a party ready for move forward with that kind of addendum there, or waiting on your own decision on
Basically,
take that structure, especially now what the election they come. On are willing and ready for make woman as vice president. If the flag bearer and a man, then the woman a vice president. Are you willing to take that position? Because that is what the women are asking for now.
our party is willing to support women. And that is why you see the bill where before even government say pick and I will first don't begin at 3 years ago, before government to see how serious we be for woman business in this country. So it's a commitment that the NGC will support this bill, be it from Kande Yomkela in omnibus bill, be it from the government in proposed gender bill, we will support it. Because as long as it is benefiting the women of this country, we will support it. In the area of women, of a woman being the running mate or a deputy chairperson, I'll tell you that we party the NGC, our deputy chairman is a woman, is a chairperson, is a woman by the name of Helen Kuyembe. So we don't already begin for demonstrate the seriousness of our women and inclusive and participation and inclusiveness in our political space in our party. So we just want for, as I like to think the way they make women they not be able to come forward. These are the reasons why capital, money knocking day, sexism, then the rigorous campaign. So that is why we want to encourage more women for come forward. And as much as we get more women for come forward, our party is willing and ready to put more women forward. If you look at the composition, let me just close, Rachel. If you look at the composition, we just get the North America Convention done in America. If you look at the composition of women where lead in North America, they are more than the men. That is a clear manifestation for show you how NGC they encourage women there. The deputy chairperson in North America na woman, the financial sector na woman, organizing sector na woman, deputy organizing sector na woman. So it tell you the seriousness and how ready.
All right, okay. All right, because of time, because we get to move on to another very important issue on the electoral process. We get to move on to that quickly. But I want to round up with Madam Femi on this area of gender, how they're putting out on a party position on this gender bill, and how on a party self go able to incorporate them inside the party politics and the structure of the party. Can you unmute? Unmute, please.
Rachel, from my own perspective, I feel say this bill, I am so happy when you show they transmit on Star Television. Because and I feel away SLPP not there, APC self not there. When it comes to talking about women's empowerment, the SLPP is waiting and say lip syncing. Where person does say chamot. One noise not a common anymore. Not chamot no more than the chamot when it comes to women empowerment. If the Minister for Gender is committed, not for the show, not for just the icing of men, but deeply committed, I want to challenge her to go ahead and set a date for us to have an exchange of ideas. And if you want to really say you are putting a gender bill, how can you do it without no conversation with political parties? In my case, I had a lot of women who wanted to contest. Are you not interested to know what their barriers were? Are you not interested to hear what I, as a female candidate, what my take on it was trying to contest the presidency? Are you not interested? In that case, all you are doing is what the Nigerians call face, is just for face. This is not a true commitment to the women of Sierra Leone. There are issues there that are solvable. But you cannot go and sit with the men in cabinet and say you have a gender bill, which you don't even have the audacity to even put to gazette it. You don't want, you are scared of having a debate about it. It is a shame that we have a gender minister that has no regard for the women in the opposition, especially the political parties that are not in parliament. Come and talk to us, we're not a bet. But you might cap small sense from the nonsense where we go follow you talk. So, Madam Minister, make it an opportunity to talk with us.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Femi. We don't close on this. Unmute, please.
I just want to say one thing to the agenda.
Yes, quickly, because we'll not get time. We want to move
please,
on to the
we
election process.
As I tell you, say as a C4C, we're ready for support the gender bill for promote gender equality in Sierra Leone, which my brother talk here say we make it and the corner we are the first all them two big political parties then strong once have been corner SPP go kai o corner APC go kai o corner. But for the history of Sierra Leone politics, now corner we C4C don't produce the first female MP for over how many years. So that don't show say we were you for push women them into the agenda for everything. Then two political parties them where they send a tradition, they know one they give woman symbol, we win election at them. So that shows that they're not willing for support women's in empowerment. They are scared. What are scared for? They don't know. So me, I will the NGC brother here. Despite we get crack and the SPP don't do this way, but we would all left with honest to Sierra Leone. We go ready for what could Kanda Yumkela for promote this particular bill for make it go through in parliament.
All right, thank you. Madam Femi, closing, like I say, how una party they open the political space within the party for encourage women them for make themselves take leadership role inside the party.
No, right now, waiting we the try for do as a party was still relatively new in the political arena. We the try for grow we membership because we are planning on going to convention. And me the above say when we go to convention, a lot of our leadership roles are going to go to women, a lot of them. And we are hoping that in the next election, over as much as 70% of our candidates, whether for council, whether for MP seats, are going to be women. We are going to try all out that we're going to, as a woman leader myself, I want to showcase women. And even in the 2018 elections, as the few people that we put forward, the numbers were low, there were more women that we encouraged to. And we even had a woman who was a disabled, who also contested for MP and who since then has attended seminars. You don't prepare himself, you don't go Liberia, you don't prepare himself for able for contest again in 2023. So my goal is to really put my money where my mouth is and put my nomination where my mouth is too. So we go actually try for showcase more women.
All right, thank you very much. Now, so we come to the end of the first segment when the way we don't talk about the inclusive and equitable governance bill proposed by KKY. We don't hear on our own input and on our own position as party members them and as party leaders them. We don't make statements there, so policy statements there, so where the general public, the general Sierra-Leoneans, they pay attention to now, and also want to talk about to seem way very, very important. It will be even cause serious saga na the past election with all your on our position. So we then move to the second segment, Famulem, like I say, una share this video, very, very important things then they inside where all Sierra-Leoneans then go benefit. Now tag somebody, share the video, love and like. Okay, so we can move on to another very important issue now, when a very, very pressing issue where Sierra Leoneans don't show so much concern about when are the challenges ahead of the 2022-2023 electoral cycle, meaning the electoral process, the reforms and all the appointees and all of that, we can talk about now. I want to go to the Madam Femi Force. You know, inside section 32, subsection 3 in the 1991 Constitution, we know say the president get the power. He get the power for appoint the chief electoral commissioner only if after a formal consultative meeting with all heads of political party, all heads of registered political party, the president get the right for appoint in commissioner. After consultation, and when we talk about consultation, we they talk about formal meetings, we they talk about discussion, we they talk about agreements. So I want to ask you, as a head of a registered political party, una get any formal consultation with the president before appointing the chief electoral commissioner?
Rachel, No. No. There has been no consultations, not with the appointment of the NEC commissioner, chairman, not with the consultation. There was no consultation even with the appointment of the PPRC chairperson. On both of those appointments, we are supposed to be consulted. There has been no consultation, none. And that is the MO, that is how the SLPP party operates. They do not believe, I think they regard the Constitution as a nuisance document. They do not see the Constitution as the Bible that it is supposed to be. They see it as some kind of a nuisance that obstructs their doing exactly what they want to do. There was no consultation. We were simply informed. And sadly, there are those political parties that are fractured, or those political parties who are now an appendage of the SLPP government, where you will have an upper chairman coming out to say he was consulted.
Yeah, but we all know that upper, they've been taken to court and all of that. The upper executive right now is not legitimate and all of that. So the president might say, okay, I consult the upper, but the upper as it is now, we all know what's in the situation.
Yes.
My own focus and question where I therefore ask all the political parties, may themselves talk with their own mouth, whether they were consulted, and in that regard, whether the president not follow the due process of the Constitution.
He did not follow the due process of the Constitution because he and the rest of his cabinet do not give a damn about the Constitution. We were not consulted. We were merely informed by a letter. By a letter. That is how he has done all of these appointments that require consultation. There has been no consultation.
All right, let me move on. Let me move on to Arthur of the NGC, because like I said, I won't forget all the political parties that we represent here. It's unfortunate, like I said, and I will keep saying it, it's unfortunate that the SLPP and the APC boycotted this debate, because they get a big role for play inside this whole topic there, this whole issues there. I want to talk about the 30% minimum wage for a minimum quota for women, and the inclusive bill and the TUSIM and all of this political process election where they go on. But Arthur, as a party, when at the NGC, were you consulted? Because like I say, inside the Constitution, the president had the right. Is it the right of the president, but only if you don't get a formal consultation with heads of political parties. As a party, were you informed formally about the appointment or the appointees of the Electoral Commission or the Electoral Commissioners?
Like you just said, we are informed, but we are not consulted. There's a difference between information and consultation.
So how were you informed?
Sent us a letter. It pleases His Excellency to appoint.
No, was the inform before the appointment or after?
No, after the appointment. In fact, we go down and read the rumors before we see the letter. Or we don't see the letter on social media before the letter they reach to read. That is how things happen in Sierra Leone. It happens also recently with the appointment also of the Western Area Commissioner, when Zainab Mosiri, we then just appoint, we've been the PPRC, then just appoint her without the same consultation. They don't even care. In fact, like what Madam Femi say, for them, it is their normal pattern, pow. They do it as they want and not as the Constitution says. So in simple answer, it is a big no. We are not consulted. We are only informed.
And you were informed only after the appointment? After the appointment.
Okay. And the appointment is supposed to be made after the consultation. Because for example, we might have things that His Excellency the President not get knowledge over. As a responsible political party, we might advise the president, say, hey, this person you are appointed so now, so. Then he go say, hey, this not be knowledge. That is the spirit behind consultation. So we can be able to advise the president as to if that person is competent or credible or sincere, better words to say, better way to put it, for that person to be able to perform in that position in the interest of everybody and the country. But if we are not consulted and then a letter is sent to us, it pleases the His Excellency, that is the normal language, to appoint, and then they just want us to clap. As parties, we should just clap and say, well, the pardon talk and waiting the pass and I don't, so we are not giving. So it's a disrespect to our party, and then we have been grumbling, we have been sending letters, we've been putting out press releases. But like I said, these people are pauper. They don't take us seriously at all.
So do you as a party, do you feel that democracy is under attack by not following the due process of the law?
Of course, our democracy is under attack, and that is exactly what led to the establishment of COPPP, the Consortium of Progressive Political Party, because we feel that waiting we take this country to the 11 years of civil war with reports from the TRC report of 2004. Now, all the thing that we see now. So now I make Pancreas and say push camp and stop. As opposition parties, we're not going to sit down and say democracy die pata pata. So that is why we are now coming together to see how we can hold government accountable for the sustenance of democracy. We they put all we own individual party interests in our corner for safe democracy. See where people then fight for this country, we want for lose and back again. In 2021, we're losing it. And so we, as a party like the NGC, we really not happy with the way how things go. And that is why we are speaking up now together, and collectively we want to work together as opposition for safe democracy. Because we've sensed the division that the reality is this. Because if we are divided, this ruling government will continue for punch me heavily, and then go able for powerfully install the non-democratic principles in this country.
All right, Tab, you want for respond to this first question, what to deal with in terms of consultation of the appointments then?
In fact, as this is not the reason we my brother Toko join COP, because the reason is one, we all problem with C4C, we say C4C getting problem. The one day we didn't allow they follow the trench of the politics and go not say Honorable Emerson Lamina betrayed the C4C party with the President Yogi Brown envelope. Now this electoral commissioner appointment, I don't fall apart to them. In the first place, one, we may not outline, we do research about Mohamed Kone, me no care which region of Sierra Leone come out. Once the Sierra Leone we qualify for get a job, I know that tribalistic, I know one can right. But one thing here,
you can mute, please.
One thing here, say, for you qualify for be an electoral commissioner, you get for be qualified and eligible to be voted for as a member of parliament. This gentleman who they talk about so is a card carrier of SLPP and paying.
You mean the
electoral commissioner, Mohamed Kane.
Electoral commissioner.
Yes, I like this thing to we by then former caucus leader Emerson Lamina, because of this guy is a card carrier of a political party when an SLPP. We're not supposed to vote for him because of the integrity of our party. With integrity of our party, we believe in one nation, honesty to the people of Sierra Leone. If this man na a party card they carry, they pay a party membership to SLPP. What in allegiance to the Sierra Leoneans, in allegiance to the SLPP party, then a one who outline. We tell him. Two, this guy was even a worker in civil service. If they take money, he just resign from the position 1 week before he get this appointment. So if President Bio and the SLPP can be honest, if they don't deceive the people of this country, then pull 10 members of the APC members of parliament that are parliament, then say most of them guys they take money in a consolidated form. What's the difference between this guy where you go appoint, where you just switch from this position that you can get electoral commissioner, where you not say you're not qualified because they take money in a consolidated form. Now that to tell former caucus leader, Emerson Lamina, where you go to parliament, it twists a support the bill, say the man qualified. This is how we say, no, we're not going to take this kind of thing. If you want to play, if you not say, you want to support all the bills that were SLPP, the count, not correct. If you honest to say, what do you do? Resign from your party as a C4C member. They will then conduct by election on that constituency. You go contest under SLPP or you contest independent. But as far as we're concerned, you never go with the party structure. So that the consultation about the Mohamed Kane issue, we are not consulted. Na social media or SIAM, we don't already do your research. Say the guy not qualified for being electoral commissioner. But this is a message. I want like give me 1 second make I send this message to SLPP. When I call Mohamed Kane for the electoral system, but one two hour SLPP know. Si we then get picking there, we sabi the IT, where we are specialists there, where the Israeli when I don't pay safe the man for hijack the election and twist the figures there. I go tell and say this is not going to happen in 2023 election. Election when I go call Shaitan representative for Manda electoral commissioner. The people's vote going to be counted and putting the people and say now we're going to go by 2023. And okay, I would on account. So let that message go to Mada Bio say this particular election, if you say they rig this election, then the whole Sierra Leone get for be a place where you know we're able for government. This is not a threat, but this is a value true to democracy. Now, true democracy coming and you not get for usurp the power of the people. Look the appointment of the other lady when they investigate now PPRC. How then go investigate somebody, political party registration for fraud and corruption, they go appoint as electoral commissioner. Whose integrity he gets? If this person at TIFMA yesterday, why not go thief the vote of the people? You well aware of landing. But when you say himself is a criminal, so you don't even care whether if I appoint at them positions, them, you not care what he care about, now how for win the 2023 election, not to have for respect the Sierra Leoneans and the political parties there.
All right, thank you very much, Ta Baba of the C4C. And I want to remind you, say I get 3 political parties that the platform today. It was supposed to be 5. The APC and the SLPP failed for calm now this debate. They boycotted the debate and they are fully aware of everything. So we have C4C, Unity Party for Madam Femi, and we have NGC for Arthur Pierce, where they represent the NGC party. I want to tell you thank you for honor this invitation, and we go on with the electoral process and reform challenges them where as a country and as political party where we are concerned about ahead of the 2022-2023 elections. Make a come to you, Madam Femi. When we talk about, the quite recently or a year ago, the NACRA, where they register people them, Sierra Leoneans them, what they call say on a car register on behalf of NEC for election purposes and all of that. Political party them raise plenty concern and then we get plenty challenges them. What are some of the challenges them where as a party or as a concerned person where you get during the registration process of NACRA? Can you unmute, please?
NACRA had a lot of challenges and nobody know they inside NACRA will go convince any Sierra Leonean, not just me, that their process was comprehensive. They had poorly trained personnel. They had inadequate malfunctioning equipment. They had poor planning. And that was just what I personally observed. I went twice to try to do my registration, or shall I say my updating of my registration. Now, as a party, we support the job that NACRA is doing. We feel saying a walkway is good for Salon, it's good for let we know the all man they register, blah, 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 blah. Where the issue comes in for political parties is that with all their challenges that they had, we are concerned about NEC using the data from NACRA in its totality. That crossover, now we know you can share data, but there are questions that are raised. There are some districts that are raising issues that people's addresses were manipulated. So if the man, then for example, the mandate on Kolili, you go get address Nabo. waiting if there is a crossover of information. Now, how true that is, I do not know. Waiting we all the year now they tell you so it is hearsay. So if that man they go, if there is a crossover of information from NACRA to NEC, and there is a question of the credibility of some of the data that has been assimilated, then a man can go to vote, he go vote, then tell and say, no, so they register, he address the other side. So we are saying that NEC should do their own updating of the voters register. There is a voters register already. So we are concerned about that sharing of data between NACRA and NEC. We are supporting that NEC does their own updating of the data. And again, there was very little consultation or involvement of political parties, not in the hiring of their staff, allocating staff. There were some districts with them baranta. Say, una no hire nobody from this area. All the people that come who can do the work now, una bring them come from the southeast. So there were a lot of areas where the public, they had concerns. There were councillors who raised alarm bells. But again, you have the same problem. This one thing, all they complain, there is no consultation. And that is why we are now concerned. Moving into the elections, right now, una already don't begin hire. 96% of the managers for the polling centers, districts, we are now hiring all from one region.
All right, thank you, Madam Femi. I'm coming to that issue. That's something that we really need to dive into. At the count of that issue day. Yes, at the count of that issue day. I want to ask Tababa from C4C. We know say when they talk about the census now, we also now a big issue. This census where the government want to ensure say they do a midterm census. We know say that the Census Act, that the president he rights and prerogative for call for census at any time. But traditionally, how we don't do on a salon like after 10-15 years before we call for census. Now that was the pattern. And now we see say, and we just do the last one, 2015. And now we see say the SLPP government is pushing hard for this midterm census. And we there inside 2021 now. And we begin election, they're just a close 2021 and 2023. Why you think so? What's in you understanding as a party? What's the rationale behind this midterm census, or why the rush of this midterm census? Even if we say we do and traditionally 15 years, okay, we divide and 2 for be a midterm, it's still not up to a midterm census if we do the calculation, if we do the math. So what is the rationale and waiting at the rush of this midterm census where the election just around the corner?
Yeah, we as a political party and as a Sierra Leonean, because like I get a whole organization in America, I wouldn't say constitutional crisis in Sierra Leone. I don't start this from the 2015 from this organization. Any sitting president or any sitting member of parliament, once now institutions, then we register as Sierra Leone, where the taxpayer then they pay their money. Now we primary organization primary responsibility for investigate and come up with facts about how what's the possible agenda in anything. Let's go back to that census. President Biono came up with this census just because they want to know the total number of Sierra Leoneans them, or people that may don't die will not get no calamity, nothing will happen, because all the incidents and the way they make say, I want for country a particular census. The country don't get calamity or something don't happen, natural disaster don't take place. So that census what they do 10 years ago, and if I come up with midterm census for no, but none of them things they don't happen at Sierra Leone. One, let's tell you what's a president behind agenda behind this. Maybe don't write again one whole publication what they can do on them, what's an agenda behind this thing. A visit when President Bio the elected as a president, first we begin do now for visit the dictators countries then for tell them how they manage Clinton power. The one of the advice from this president who say Museveni na Uganda. These are the Ugandan policy we come up with for impose on Sierra Leone. What's not in the president being agenda? This is agenda because for the facts, when it don't come with this midterm census, after census, now census they give political boundary demarcation. So during this political boundary demarcation, we are able to know which if the district them then overpopulate or then depopulate, how you for able to allocate the number of seats then to them districts then they. So this agenda now. Now based on that, make it a say SIPP people in the past and talk say the power part and the talk say we know they get constituency representation and proportional representation because it don't know say if even the local council election where it be one for come up with, where it be one for man, if it come up with in 2022, then the plan for postpone them, it will be a referendum on them. We get for be take a reflect on the 2023 election. So what's it want for do? Now for do this census. So this census will up on this census state, they're not going to pull the data, and then don't tell we say anytime 6 months to election, all them things and they forbidden in place, and we'll get 1.5 year more to election. You know, even with 2 years. So whatever on this census, by the time the data now we don't enter inside 2022. So you know, we don't give you the complete data of the election mapping. By the time we go and say, well, time not it. So instead of we can do boundary limitation, we're not able to do it again. So what do they do proportional representation. So the party na for select people already win at parliament. So based on that now, we know they go pan because you see some constituencies and the law say like my constituency, we say me come on. Maybe now 2,000, 2,500 people in the vote in that constituency. Some constituencies and they, because of the they vote up to them 10 to 15,000 people then. So if they talk now say a proportional representation, it go able SLPP go able get more seats in parliament because of based on them populated areas then. So when they get that particular say in this guy in all target, now for let able forget close to 2/3 majority seats in parliament. When you get 2/3 majority seats in parliament, in next agenda now, we don't win. Now for create local referendum, it temper the constitution for make we get president to go as you want for go.
But the
So
World Bank said they in support of this midterm.
No, the World Bank, listen, all them institutions and they operate. The institutions they don't get anything to do to internal politics. They believe say democracy where we don't vote in a president. That president and a majority of the people of that country, they are important him. The only thing what we need for do now, we can do so as we join the consortiums them for tell them institutions that the World Bank, the DFI, the European Union say this president they can deceive now. One thing where people don't know, Sierra Leone is a country, I'll tell you. A lot of things where they happen at Sierra Leone, them organizations they know they get and they get them through hard copy. The person where they had one of the key institutions where they represent a democratic platform as Sierra Leone. In Wefna minister, ask me a James. So most of the transparency document that we pass for reach to them people and they now Ambrose James in table they pass. Before they reach to them people, they don't doctor. But we the Sierra Leoneans there, we don't know say these are the agenda of the president. We go for making clear to the World Bank for letting know say this my agenda. If not an agenda, Richard and I platform as you don't. If neck not here, we say we not get constituency representation 2023. Any say you see me, change my name. That na matter agenda. For get proportional and select the honorable end we for going to parliament. So I don't think World Bank will support that kind of democracy. We don't move from that from 1996. Where Tijan Kabaka said this is not correct. Now the same SLPP said this is not correct. Log constituency representation. Let the people themselves choose them people them. Not to you as a party, but choose people them for go represent you in a parliament. Why you want for saying we backward? If not government, we're serious. If not president, we're serious. It will improve on democracy than for take for retrogress with democracy backward. So for say World Bank to support this particular agenda, it is not true. So what we give for do as a Sierra Leoneans, as a political party, the more media, ATO and all to team political parties, they all don't come together. Now for me to take this particular government na court for let it interpret with constitution.
There's a possibility say World Bank they support the midterm, but it's just that, like you state, the agenda of the government is contrary to waiting World Bank they expect. But World Bank is in support and is sponsoring the
World Bank is support. World Bank is support any democratic government in a country. Now the primary responsibility of World Bank. World Bank only go into with domestic politics. That not get anything for data. Anything will affect the country. Now we responsibility as a Sierra Leoneans them for raise that concern to World Bank and other valuable institutions. Therefore, let them know say now this is the agenda, but not the responsibility for stop funding. because Sierra Leone na a treaty to them organizations.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as a political party, if una think otherwise, contrary to waiting, una say the SFPP government want for do because of the midterm, then it is your own responsibility and right to make that, knowledgeable
to the institutions, and which I tell you where we do in consultation with the political party. So now based on that, make the president take money, it go sponsor appear. Look like we party C4C. Then go out somebody say na coordinate. We not even get coordinator inside our constitution. What is this Sanyama? I don't know which I didn't create and President Bio they give them money now. Then go join appear. They go tell say, oh, consulting or what they do not correct. Then even not say the positions they them guys and they are illegal. They're not the registered member of those political parties. Where Bio just go create this wing, they sponsor them. So that shows if you don't really get agenda, why you not go and work with the political parties the way they register their leadership? Why you not work with it?
Okay, would they move fast because time? Madam Femi, you want for Rob multi-side and before I come to Arthur about the census? Yeah, on mute.
All what's here said is on point. We don't already know what's in the strategy. The census is every 10 years. So in 2025, a census is due. So una they try for television and for development purposes, that is not going to fly. We all know say that they not to reality. The goal of this administration now for skew the numbers in their favor. Now make me can tell and say, Mr. President, take your hands off the scale. You let's try for tip the scale so hard in your favor. Just run on your record. Run on your record. This is what you are praising. I think when the SFPP man no come. Because you are telling us you are a listening president, you are this, you are that, you are fair, you are this, you are that. Run on your record. Why are you using all these strategies? The census is a strategy. The decentralization is a strategy. The cybercrime bill is a strategy. When I now don't know say go learn all them pattern they are. Because you cannot tell us that just the NACRA exercise alone was so complex and they were out of their depth to do it. Then you are talking about elections are upon us already. What do you need census for at this time? If it is for something to do with development, then Mr. President, run on your record. You don't do fantastic things then since you can have power, run on your record. And when you win, you can have your census legitimately at the appropriate time. Yes, it is his right. But is everything your right the right thing for the people of Sierra Leone? You have to allow the entire electoral process to run its fair course. Remove your hand off the scale. Stop trying to muzzle people, muzzle the opposition, making appointments, all with a view of tipping the scale, all with a view of winning the elections with tactics. But this time around, everybody is on their tippy toes. We are all watching.
Okay.
We are all monitoring, and we are all sending letters to those people who are funding a lot of what they are doing. That is the reason why we serve na cup now, we know they sit down. We are watching every rock we serve the ASA now. So, Mr. President, your advice will be run on your record. Remove your hands off the scale and allow the process to be free, fair, and credible. You don't do good things, you go win.
Okay, Arthur of NGC, Arthur Pierce of NGC. Let's say the president with all way to talk, so choose for go on with the census. What's going to be on your own stand as a political party? What's on go do as a political party? What would be your stand? Can you unmute, please? Unmute.
In the first place, the president don't already do already want to do with the midterm census, when them, of course, of recent to the see electoral reforms at the 90th minute where time done they done for let the game play during the real elections. We seen another one do all the legal reforms. We seen another they come up with the think of boundary delimitations. As Madam Femi and our brother Tababaro explained, what can we do as a political party as political parties, we will give our voices, we will contribute, we will try to incentivize our people, but at the end of the day, the power stops with the bulk of the power is with the president. So, and basically, we as NGC, we don't try to see how best we can advise government on that. Say, but look, we know say it is right for you to do census, but like Madam Femi said, wait at the correct time that is legitimate for you to do it. But then say they want for do one for planning and this, but all said and done, we understand say yes, they want for create more districts, etc., or put themselves in a better position for win. So we dey see like the diaspora voting. Let's talk about the diaspora voting. We don't talk about we don't raise the flag. We go through the next electoral reforms meeting. We raise we hand up as NGC and contribute for the diaspora voting to be debated. It is there in the 2012 Elections Act that diasporas should be voted and registered at the place of resident. Dr. Kelly don't go to the extent he don't do a calculation as to what this might cost. He said it might not cost. Hello?
Yeah, go on,
Hello?
go on. Yeah, make it short.
Yes, he said it might not cost that. All of that we don't see. And we see now, I just want to talk on things that we, Madam Femi, they not talk on because they don't, Tababa and Madam Femi talk on almost all of the things that with regards to this NEC and census and all of that. Like at the NCRE now, they ask for more powers. Madam Femi not be the tongue because I was opportune to go to that reforms conference. NCRE now want more powers. They want them for being recognized as electoral management bodies. They want to be EMBs. So if they see that they graduate, even though we see they're not doing their job well, but they want more powers. PPRC want more powers. They want even court martial powers. They want to get powers them for able for ban political parties to some extent if they're not able to participate or whatsoever. They ask for more powers. So all of these are things that they scare we and it worry we as a political party. Why now? That's the biggest question. Why now? So as the speakers them from C4C and Unity Party don't say, these are all patterns and tactics where the government and President build a plan for use for be able for turn the election at all costs to their own favor.
All right, okay. Maka go to thank you very much, Arthur Pierce of NGC Party. C4C Tababa, the una party as a party, una comfortable with the electronic system of counting, or una prefer because all these are process and procedures where political party and raise concern, and this is what we want to bring to light to Sierra Leoneans them, and this is the thing we want to make una self talk to salon people and let themselves understand waiting as a political party, waiting at the challenges they want to go through, and how Sierra Leoneans they equally for be aware and raise their voice on some of them concerns they are so as a party, are you guys comfortable with the electronic system of counting, or una prefer the manual counting, considering the size and the population of the country?
Well, in the first place, Sierra Leone is just like a one state in Maryland. And America, we're not even reached like state today. So one, I don't begin in the electoral process, then count Mohammed Konen at this particular election after hack the whole election system. If not to be hack the whole election system, why the need for change, the need for reformer to election procedures will be go through for the past election, the way the president bill take a win. If you not been trust the system, why participate and win? That should say the system be very correct. So now they don't go get another software from Israel where they want for come for use for manipulate for regal election. So this is one a strategy I will go for apply. All political parties, consortiums, when they come together, to make we say one.
Can you mute, please?
And in every country, we need for copy the good record of other countries that don't do how they succeed into the election process. We see they just concluded election way up in Zambia. the Zambian president be one for rig the election. It's say because we in kind of power, it be the behave like our president be behave. In the military and the police, now being constituents, it not being take respect of the people. Them the same way President Biyofi say the army and the police now in constituents, not to Sierra Leone as the way elector. So this is not a strategy here. One, the one Mohamed Kone no longer forget the code to that electoral election board. So how the votes and they come, they change the figures then to the to one for sweets, matter in comfort for elect time as a second time. So this is what we get for do, and this we all with the COP and the diaspora we get for come together and make sure see the European Union, the African Development Bank, the partners they will sponsor election as well. The only vote, the only static or the accept in that election. Now the one where the political parties they registered at that polling station, that sticker with them print, where they put outside. Now with it counts. Any figure outside that election, if you take 1 month and then with it counts. Any figure outside that will not be taken. Because
so meaning we not take that electronic
no, we not take we not accept them. The one they accept, now the one they slip, that slip. Because
the IIF form.
Yeah, the IIF form, all political parties they get for president, European Union, World Bank, the Arabic, every bank sponsors so the sponsor will election get for president. Now so they do that Zambia. Now based on that, they beat the incumbent like Bubu. Because if you not say you know they win the election, but what they want, then same fraud strategies. I don't tell you say, as I talk to you, President Biyo and key advice and Museveni. Whose kind of advice Museveni go able to give President Biyo? Where the man himself first, you know, everyone for left power at the 18 age. So for that we come, the only way to answer your question, we not accept any electronic counting. No, the one we accept now based on that make we pay if NEC send representatives in each polling station. Now that's what they pay them for our taxpayers. Then we will pay them with them taxpayer their money. So there are statistics, that figure where the IRF from what figure where they give at that polling station. Now that figure they will go by. And we will make sure say I get that we get for disposal in COP. We get for count down they say for now we ask the World Bank, the sponsor people that will sponsor the election, they will take them few for every polling station where they get polling ballots in. Let them make sure say them try for April for let that polling station forget camera.
All right, Madam Femi, do you agree?
They forget camera.
You also agree to waiting C4C the position is when it comes to electoral vote counting?
100%. I agree completely. Now that form they will for use. And in actual fact, as soon as then tabulate done, if for snap, that photograph of that IIF form they then transmit now. So before the IIF forms, then they left that place. Before then they even scatter them into the different and copies them. Then for don't snap them. The moment when they don't tabulate and they don't count, all the one way they don't agree. The parties they all sign. It should be photographed immediately.
So that
number they now would they count.
So una not as a party, una position is una self no they una not comfortable with the electronic system of counting. Una want that manual where una all go agree to.
Yes, because the IRF form there for they no matter what.
Okay.
The IRF form they go they. Another form they then for snap instantly. Another number they that figure they. When I then go down take it and go right na the board. Now that number they will go by. Not the way they don't manipulate and a neck office.
So NGC una self go with that position as a party?
Of course, basically, me could just want to add small thing to it in Tababa and Madam Femi don't talk. The IRF now because when they don't count, voting they done by 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, all man voting don't close. Let's say 5:30 latest. All man not go start. We don't begin count. APC, SLPP, NGC, C4C, UP. They don't count down. At the end of the day, we then get for open the ballot paper for see whose party gets the votes or whose party not get the votes. You get me point them and then tally them. So basically, the IRF then they record all waiting the party gets for that particular polling center day or polling station day. Nine are the number we will need. Basically, what other electronic counting we need apart from that and a basic Excel spreadsheet? Let's say something for collate now for put all the number them together. A basic Excel spreadsheet is just enough. Like an addition, 144 plus 155 of the IRF forms put together. At the end of the day, you press equal enter. Excel can give you the numbers. almost how we go take for 7 million people, but we're not gonna forget 7 million people we even get for votes. So we're talking about at least a maximum of 3 million people will go vote per election. We're not for even. Hello.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, we're not for even spend 1 week for country election. Honestly, we're not for even spend 1 week for now. Because if we get polling centers and polling and party agents all over the country, and counting is done immediately on the same day, and in
All right, so let me move to another.
formations like Madam Femi said, Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Arthur.
As I was saying, if counting not done that day, observers they don't sign, participants they don't sign, photographs of those IRF are captured and sent to the election management body, even to our
party offices.
Okay, I think
party,
so.
we can be able to tell the outcome of the results. Say.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you so much. I think say Fambula Yeri.
No.
Three political parties they're waiting at this platform today. Don't raise concern and not comfortable with that electoral system way of counting, that they prefer that manual way everybody they see Bangba Ode, as we can call an salon. So this is their position and this is their stand. A Tab, I will get for count to you. Tababa, I will get for count to you now of the C4C, while we can't try for roundup. And one point of the political party there and other political party there equally will raise concern on the electoral appointments then. And then they allege say some of the political party and they allege say 15 out of 16 district election managers then 15 out of 16 election managers then are from the South and are SLPP party card holders. I want to make una clear this to Fambulem. Like I said, it's unfortunate that the SLPP panelists not there and the APC panelists not there. They have boycotted this debate for reason we may not go able to explain. But it's unfortunate. But una way they are, like as a political party, una self don't they play a pivotal role na salon, especially inside politics. So how una see this formation here? So because that's some of una concern, and una able to clarify that to the people the way they watch the Sierra Leoneans, they equally will raise this concern. Tab.
Thanks again. Then two political parties then where they're not.
I will go on all the opportunity for me.
Then two political parties that were not present are the people that where you invite, the names that were see they make and dodge because they're not safe then they them for not be embarrassed big time for the way they don't fraud that country. So you see the debate they go like because we already now with the scene one page, one changes to that country, when I have better leadership. But then one and they don't get anything for office as far as me concerned, they don't get everything is lost. So in the first place, we see the president himself for a manifesto. If the president talks say, in no the appoint no qualified Sualuna, na possible way is Sabina the appoint. So that force now be one of the deceived statements, disappointing statement for getting from the head of state. This particular president are posting way in they promote tribalism. It's just like a don't meet up Sierra Leoneans then. We so don't aware of whoself that Richard, the country across Sierra Leone. Sometimes you school mate na Mende, Miss Padina, Timini, we all mix. So we're not ready for encourage anything when a tribalism for create a problem in that country. But if that was the situation here, if Sierra Leone don't tell like any other country, we're not aware of this tribalism, say we not want them because of the intermarry them and things that will not happen. President Biafra don't make that country don't be in serious chaos by tribalism. So for let the president even take the 75 to 80% of all the representatives for being Mende, not to something strange to we. We don't see one. The president don't turn up. Now, in all public, the mayor where they do well, where the international community recognize that this person will do well. Now, for just because this lady na Creole, he go embarrass the woman in the public. When the president himself is embarrassed, he agree the woman Pamende, he say bua. So that don't show you say this president now possibly tribalistic to some point. Now, based on that, make I want all political parties they make will come together. We don't need war as Sierra Leone. We need a Sierra Leone, a small country, for long, a peaceful atmosphere. If we get a president who don't believe in national cohesion, ain't believe in division, the best we can do, Lord, kick and have like we don't kick President Trump out now. Lord, pull him. The Sierra Leone does not belong to Madabio. So for let the man, all the 16 districts them, 96 to 94% for let them be a tribe. Madabio one for Temise, SFPP one for Temise. It's minimum no dede we loyal to SFPP. Madabio one for Temise. A limba man no na SFPP. We loyal to one for goodness sake, for balance that country, for let people they even say, but this my fair enough. A cut across. Let go appoint all them SFPP people there. We not to mend it. I go give 86% of the electoral management process to many people there. So these are the president's agenda. And there is one thing we believe on. It come into the leadership on tribalism. Now tribalism make it take for usurp the power. Now so it take telling people them. No allow can the Yunkela for participate in this election process. Can they not mandate? And you not even get any mandate connection. Now so it preaching people them. So that this is the preach. And we on properly there, the mandate people then they do respect to them. Certain of me party they will be the grab up now, they will get respect for now. But we are, I know one level want to allow the president for dodge into this kind of things will go affect you tomorrow. Because one, it is set in your agenda way different from one agenda. We are very peaceful and respectful people in that society. We don't contribute immensely for Bill Sierra Leone to hide this. So this agenda of the president, I believe, said this message. A lot of intelligence, Mende brothers, them, Mende sisters, them. Then go tell this president, say, stop for put with birthrights in danger. Stop that. Sierra Leone are a place of all mix. So this particular issue, now this may get problem to we form a caucus leader. I go in a parliament, then go send 96% of the people who manage the electoral process at the old district then, one tribe. You know, stand and condemn that act. You say it is correct, now Sierra Leoneans. Of course, they are Sierra Leoneans. But you need to come up from one tribe out of the 18 tribes in Sierra Leone. And as I talk to you, they already managing 16 districts, 14 of them. Not to even South system come on. Now the South they all come on. Now Southern them. So that's a great concern to election.
All right. Okay. Madam Femi, you want for or say respond to this? Some of una concern they want to talk about 15 out of 16 electoral district managers. They are all from the South, which is a big concern to una allege say they're all from the South.
Yes, it's a very big concern. And within I want to let people away they listen to we realize the importance of them managers then and then districts and they are then in turn going to be responsible for hiring of the remainder of the staff whether they under them. So this tribalism where you want to bring inside the electoral system will then filter down. And at that back then see with the NACRA thing. So that is why we are objecting. And for a president where waste we all time, because it was a waste of time, so we go into money free, where there were lessons that were shared. Rwanda shared lessons, Kenya shared lessons, and he was there. He was seated there, and so were people from the administration. They were there. When they talk about this way you try for make the country cohesive, you say peace and national cohesion. But by what you are doing now, you are setting a trend for end up pan problem. Why, if you are coming in and you say you've established the peace commission, where you establish again, all these things are being rushed through now for the icing of men. Why would you not have it in such a way where you can include, make it an inclusive process in your hiring? Now we are concerned that we need to be involved in the hiring, or we need to know how the hiring is going to be done all the way down to those, because I see what happened at constituency 110. I saw what happened in constituency 110, my constituency, where ballot boxes were kicked open and not a single human being was arrested till today. Then have been the bachelor's eve. So we are worried. We are very worried. And the tone where they set now Nanek is wrong. So we in our COP, we know the entire, we go right, we go make sure say everybody that funds our election, that funds all we do, is fully aware that they cannot be preaching one thing in their own country is good for them here, is good for them there. And when it comes to Sierra Leone, we can have any kind of substandard management in our processes. And this election is crucial. So we'll not get for green. We'll not get for green.
All right, before we wrap up, I just want to make, these are very, things they way as political party them when they bring to light. I mean, this is just a debate. When I get the platform, when I get for say what, when I challenges them to the people that they watch now, and then say for see reason why, they should support, throw their support for UNA and also for ensure say they self open their eye and then self speak, because we all voice can make a difference. As we come together, all of our concerns and voices can make a difference. So that's why we are opening the political space for make una go debate their issues. They also for make una go talk to una people then. And the one that when a progressive, we want for see progress that's alone for make them know waiting they go on. And now una rights, now constitutional rights for say waiting una feel is right and appropriate for Sierra Leoneans. Before we wrap up, I want to make we all just throw lights quickly on this denomination. It's not part of, it wasn't part of the debate, but I want to just go light on this new money business where the government want carry it for put with the money down from 10,000 to 10 millions or something like that. As a Sierra Leonean and as a political party, what are some of our concern? I want for to go light quick, because this is a very big issue too that can be debated on, but we don't have the time. But I just want to make una throw light on this issue where it can this money where the government want for puts down from 10,000 to 10 millions, and how what are the benefits and even psychologically how it affects with people there. So over to you, after 1 minute, please.
I mean, Paddy, I've been seeing one joke on social media. They say, in a joke game, they say, bank governor say they knock off the 3 zeros. So one bag restaurant at 350,000, now they can be 350 million. So they can say, SLP don't put it down. Anyway, but basically, just to cut that joke there. What would they see that happen to today? Would they see shock don't come on the dollar? And yes. I watch a tweet where I see Mr. Kelvin Lewis, they talk about the value of the dollar now as against the leons. They say 1,120,000 leons. They show you now, and they say people and just the buy dollar, and people don't even want for sell dollar again, and we need dollar for people able for go do their market. So all man want keep the dollar now. So all man they pull in leons and for keep the dollar, for keep their money there. Basically, I think say that they don't cause more hardship, don't cause more poverty, don't cause more constraint at the economy. It can make things and it can go up. And the bank governor say, bulk Sierra Leone people and say the money to Boku. I don't know who that ever complain say the money Boku for Kayam. Because at the end of the day, waiting we can always talk. If the money Boku, we left her. Now we were Boku for not grumble. Why not you the grumble for we? But at the end of the day, the priorities of government does not seem to be the priorities of the people. We not really expect this knocking of 3 zeros at this point in time. Would they expect, say, government for look at the inflation, how for reduce poverty on the people? But rather than government want to find a psychological way of giving an impression as if they have done well in terms of the economy by reducing the zeros. So, so the cost, yes. So the cost of things will still be high. The value of the leons will still be the same, but the way how the leons will be described or will be pronounced will change. Instead of 350,000, it's now 350 leon, and then it will sound as if progress is making. So in our party, like you say, economics. These are economic policies that actually not make sense and it's not timely. So I go ahead for now.
All right, thank you for that, Femi, Madam Femi, quickly.
Well, what they say, me, I don't go market since I come to America come. The waiting don't happen with the dollar. He's quite right. 10,100 leons for $1. That was from 10,200, 10,300, and 10,030. $90 don't go so. So the price of everything, Rachel, everything has gone up. Every commodity that every Sierra Leonean uses has come up. The question, me not to economics. So I've been doing a lot of research for read outside this thing makes sense. And waiting me couple from waiting me done the research is that the best you they do this thing for political reasons. You they do this thing if we don't begin for exports. The country they export more than they import. So the value of the leons, they go so strong that you can knock off zeros. What thing they happen at Sierra Leone, when me hear you outside the bank governor, they talk, but this the denomination. Now, no like tell you, Rachel, me I pull out spanner. Now for psychological reasons. So, waiting at the cost of the withdrawal. Remember, I said, Boku new notes just come out and just auction Boku money. Boku new notes just hit the country. So you are now going to withdraw all the notes then they and reintroduce new notes and coins. What is the cost, I beg, to the Sierra Leonean people? Why now? Why now? Are you anticipating that we are going to export? Or are we exporting now more than we are importing? That is when such a thing can make sense. Now, real economics, can they not lie?
Okay, Tababa from the C4C, waiting on a position with regards to this new money where the government want to take a couple of zeros them and for make a small one.
Well, in the first place, no political party not be had the zeros they will increase. Now SLPP be had the zeros then. Wait till Jankaba bin come. If they say then they remove the zeros, then that are the problem. Now then we know why they be had the zeros then force for let go. Now they know why they want pull the zero them back for Camdo. Because and Escoma and government not print money, not change money, no had no zero. So the 10,000 will go on the highest currency in a Tijankaba printer. So now the SLPP elite same, now they never add zero and pull zero. But I go back to this bank governor are the most reckless bank governor who ever get Sierra Leone. In the first place, you know, even know CDPA. And there is no way I'm going to describe him as a reckless person. Nobody knows in social media, including SLPP supporters, we know the cost this bank governor. To start with first in there, let's go to the market system. I don't know, me not to economist, but an accountant, but a little bit economics background we may get. One, you only when are two things that determine the currency in a country: goods and services. Then they determine the currency. This government can then say that they can fix the economy. One, when they come, they knock out all the NGO, the mining companies, they already count income as well. We will not say salon or they produce. Now tell me people they want in here. All these things where SLPP they come up with now for confuse you people them, put them in the situation where they will achieve then second term. That's one. Two. Now then they go print the money. I listen to the bank governor where they ask them, the journalists they ask and say, how much they go for print when the money they can say not the disclosure to Sierra Leone. That was sarcastic statement. If now any civilized country like Canada, America, will find me say that bank governor they resign straight. This money is not the SLPP money, and Sierra Leoneans the money. Why will not deserve for no how much on the print? The old logic is then guided not say 2023 because the kind will determine that they go. The money where they be left, where an Escobar be left, then don't fall. Then don't tifa. Nothing on it. So if you tell me say as a bank governor, you say because people they owe the money, they don't pay the money now us. Rachel, for goodness sake, why did I need to keep a loan? When we know say the loan of value key depreciates at any time from the point. Why not go change the money to dollar, only dollar keeper? If me a businessman, why need for keep the why not say the loan of value? So this man not even get direction. Guess what they want for do? By the time when they go to election, when they don't print this money, then go thief half of the money. Then keep an at the house then. That's their strategy. Because they're not sure where they go, the money not they reach now central bank safe and don't fall. They don't put and they don't allocate them to how they want for allocate them. Because to me, one, if you even talk say you pull 10 zeros behind this zero for what not the production of Sierra Leone. Production and determine how you able rule a country, how you able determine your currency value. Now that's Ghana do. Where Ghana come, John Kufuor, now not 2-0 now pull out of the money, not to even 3-0, 2 zeros. He removed them 2 zeros, and after where Ghana don't be then at the stock market. After where Ghana don't establish an international market in the sub-region, all in cocoa, They allow say they know they pull them cocoa inside Ghana. Now they sell and now they market me. So the dollar itself, they can't meet the goods in Ghana. Which system this government said for make with diamonds sell they buy in a salon? Which system said for letting they buy with coffee, with bauxite, other things in that country? Which system is set in place? So which system they put in place for the market tuma where the World Bank code where they can have these goods, not to you the producer? How you go determine the cost of this production? We not to you the producer. How you go able to control the market system? Here, we saw sit down when I go to Walmart or I go to Sam's Club. The Sam's Club don't need for tell me the cost of this phone. They already did it. As a scanner at the back, it tell me the cost. So which things in this World Bank, this bank governor, cabinet Calon, where put in place, where it's not able for explain anything to Sierra Leoneans and this we don't put in place. The whole issue, this is their strategy: one, for thief more money; two, for confuse you people them. So SLPP don't take we back $1 now to 1 leon, but at the same time at the same value. But guess what thing get for Apple Richard? Marry and get for scatter pandis. But come marry man go no say, and wife go no say, the man all month to the work for $100 they pay, and brother self can send $100, let's stop for work. So beats get for $4. This is a good strategy for local SLPP. We are not all. Now they go see their wife say, we don't knock with you. They beat them when they beat people there. Now so the party they can't do the shink. Huh?
Hello, Rachel. Rachel.
Okay, I want to wrap up, yes.
Yeah, I just want for also Minister Economic person. I make a take time while they talk, you know. Basically, but Antifemi and Tababa don't handle that side well. But look, this redenomination also get burden on the private sector and ordinary people. For example, Africelon prints past almost 1,000 banner, posters, and Airtel don't do the same. Where they don't put the cost of megabytes, the cost of credits, even the top-up card, the cost of the Panam. This redenomination get for make them company and get for go to another additional operational cost. For redo all them banners, then they redo all them printings, then they again. Bars and restaurants don't print and menu them. One plate cassava leaf, 80,000. Then get for do them again. Then school, they don't print them book list, they don't print them, they slip for school fee, then get for go do and back again. Let's look at the legal aspect. People are not going to contract and agreements and for lease agreements, rent agreements, you know, the purchase of properties, etc., etc. All of those, even to loans, all of those agreements and they don't establish over time. Waiting there for happen today. So are we going to go back to lawyers, to legal people, to redo their contract and the end at what cost and at whose expenses? So all of that.
So, yeah, like I said, no, these are just Bonyawe, I just go now.
Yes.
But I understand on our position. On our position is this is not the right time.
Yeah.
It is not. Then if you talk say where thief man them where you all baku money, then they go thief you. So where you all feel notes, they're not going to thief you. The bank
as we wrap up.
Excuses.
Okay, as we wrap up, C4C Tababa within us, so we represent C4C political party. I want to make you wrap up on the TUSIM. What we don't talk about the TUSIM, how you want for allay the fears of the diaspora inside this TUSIM, and equally how NASEF get for support the TUSIM amendments, the parliament and all of that. And also in terms of gender, the gender bill, waiting on a position and how one for plan for position woman there is on a political party for let them take leadership position, meaning if the head na man, the deputy for be a woman, and also if una self can do, because the woman don't throw a bet, say this time around they want woman for vice president, waiting on a position. In 2 minutes, please, no round up. Tababa.
The first thing way the message why they give me brother NGC, and then start this particular thing. One thing I believe say in Sierra Leone, we all get for put hand under each other for making support anything we want to progress something. My advice to them and Dr. Yumkela and the leadership of NGC for this particular bill, I believe say a lot of diaspora them will support them. Maytab will champion, I help them for do that campaign. Let them create a GoFund page. If not 50 cents of $1, we'll get over 2 to 3 million Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. I believe say if you go to Weibo raise it now $100,000 for able to sensitize with people them for let it pass across. Why? Enforce and coerce the government they say diaspora participation in national government and development is very, very within surface. Before they talk about that, the government get the funding. If we don't support Kande Yunkela in this particular bill, the government would not say, Sierra Leoneans are ready for push anything. Let we begin put money, we will more to some money. So we were able to push this particular thing. I encourage Yunkela, I go work with them, make we come create a GoFund page and try for make that thing. And a lot of platform them. If now $1 save each Sierra Leone, America, we go over 500,000 Sierra Leoneans then. We are sitting up citizens of United States of America, then picking and day. So we talk about 1 million people that within across the world. So this one account, this is not about party politics. This is about Sierra Leone. Let we all push this agenda. Woman then participation in politics, me will be one of the person in all of the platform. Then I will begin advocate for Dandy and not only for let them participate in national politics. Lord begin for put women in a responsible positions now, governance system. And any public office law begin for give them responsibility. Because in Sierra Leone, we don't find out say, man, we will not man then, 85 to 90% now they occupy them seats in it. But the responsibility on we is too much. Man, now go be a public office as a permanent secretary, get past 10 friend, they get for sponsor them picking them. Woman not do that. They get yes, so we get the money now for make sure say it go the right way. So I don't find out say the corruption women then corrupt. Now we don't make this country not to go before. So let's try for give a woman a lineage, let's get a roadway, let's see what in NSF can do. Probably it go better for we all. Not to something say na FTI. No, this not to church or this not to mosque. This is about leadership. And if we don't try them, we don't try the few, they'll see how the results within the GUI. Why we not go give more? Why we need for even debates on this, make it be something like a issue. But just because the man then still want for continue for bullying women then, now based on that make they no want for give them positions and the two women. And to the position of vice presidency, I know they make that promise say me party go give a woman a vice president. But I will make sure say I will campaign to the leadership and convince them Lord will find a suitable woman. Because right now we will try for go convention and we'll go a leadership structure because the person will be head of party 2018 election, it don't go na APC. Probably sometimes you know go be self a running mate. Sometimes we go give a woman a flag bearer and C4C for run at the office of the president.
Okay, that's very encouraging from the C4C person at Baba. That's a very, very encouraging closing remarks where you give as C4C panelist. I want to go to Arthur Pierce of NGC, waiting on a position when it comes to a final statement or roundup of all what we don't discuss where it comes to woman how for empower woman inside the party politics and waiting how now also go create that space there for let woman themselves go able for lead in terms of the party structure. If I can repeat myself, if the chairman and a man, the deputy for big woman and also flag bearer and running mates. Waiting I understand, and also I want for allay the fears of the diasporans there inside it is to sim, and I want to plan for push this bill for ensure say them pass this bill inside Parliament.
Well, the diaspora then concerning this to sim bill, they can say freedom is never ever voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Me want for encourage now for demand on our voting rights and on our participation now on our country on our call home Sierra Leone. Why I encourage now for demand on our rights? Because now on the support we now where we seek for we will get money for go hospital because we know that this country has so better know the economic situation of this country bad off. Now they pay school fee for picking them. Now they pay we rent them. They stand for we money for those who try we save, for cook and eat, and we host them. So now on our rights for can help for make this country better for we all. For the gender, first of all, the NGC is committed to gender and women's empowerment. The NGC very, 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 very committed. We don't demonstrate that with the inside the omnibus bill. And we also want to make women then know say it is not a matter of choice. It is a must that women's participation should be improved and the number of women reporting in governance and in political administration must be improved. These are treaties our country don't sign from 1979 from the CEDAW Convention. you know, and for the women's participation, for see how we can fight against all forms of discrimination where they affect women into politics and governance. So we as NGC, we don't demonstrate them. We deputy chairperson is a woman, and a majority of we just concluded North America convention. We don't get new officers of people that really can run the administration of NGC in North America region. Majority, I think over 70% are women, and in a situation wherein the organizing secretary, the deputy, the treasurer, the financial secretary are all women. So we don't show a strong commitment of women participation and women's involvement into our parties and policies and party operations. So me, Joshua, for close, that the people of the diaspora, myself can be diaspora tomorrow. I don't know, because maybe I might go and look for better opportunities than what again I am. I might go for add more value to my education, and I might want to contribute to the development of the country by exercising my franchise in wherever place I go there. So these are laws that we can affect or benefit any one of we in the best way how we use the laws there and how we establish them. So do you on a demand for una voting rights, on a demand for una inclusiveness into the administration of this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is Arthur Pierce from the NGC party. And to my final panelists, Madam Femi Claudius Cole of the Unity Party, you closing remarks with regards to the diaspora voting rights, and what we don't discuss here today, how you think say for our lady affairs of the diaspora there, and how we go ensure say for make sure that bill pass so diaspora then safe go able to get right for vote and to be voted for. And equally, when they talk about gender empowerment, of course, you know, a woman already where they lead and champion a registered political party, waiting at the initiative we will come up with for open the political space. Now, inside on a party politics for ensure say more women then take leadership position moving forward.
No, what we don't decide now is they go, Unity Party, they go on a hunt. We they go meet the women them, we they go engage the women them, we they go begin for encourage the women them more than what we even been do during the last election. We they make them a point, I for almost say like a promise to our own membership that this election, this time around, we they go all out for encourage women's participation. At council level, at executive levels, we they go na all them village there, we they go meet them and engage them. And last election, not to say the women then a lot of women were reluctant to come on board, especially because of financial handicaps. So 2020, and normally, especially them party that will say, where are the women? The women are there and they are intelligent and they are fed up. So Unity Party, I don't know for other political party, but Unity Party want in 2023, we want for really showcase women across the board. Not just the women who have the education to support them and the money to support them, but women across the board. So then they own we own pledge. In fact, what we they do now in our party, we have what we call monthly interactions, where now like people lost time, we meet, we talk about the future, we talk about the plan for the party. This last meeting where we don't decide say now we get one for just women, market women, housewives, college students, where we they meet once every month for just discuss how we they able for propel ourselves within Unity Party. And as you all know, my vice resigned. So we are looking out for a vice chairperson. And my first goal would be to have another female come join me. But we are leaving that space open. And I know definitely before the elections, we will have more women participating in our executive also. And then for the diaspora, I really want to say, especially to you, Rachel, and the team of the virtual protest, I want to really say thanks to Unana Diaspora, because The game done big for Winner Salon. And the role where una they play is invaluable. Una not just you don't know more, una say una they criticize. No, you're giving us a forum. Una they give you the space for let be able for, without any hindrance, without any gag order, for let be able for speak on issues that we are concerned and worried about. So we in Mion, like we in COP and in my party, we appreciate the forum that we una they give it. It is valuable. And in terms of the SLPP government, we do not have a government that really listens. And when they listen, they do not act. We have a parliament where we have a speaker that is hard of hearing. He doesn't hear the nays, he only hear the eyes have it. So we are in a problem. And the only way that I can see in the long term is we need to have an end to this SLPP government. And that can be successfully achieved at the ballot box. And it cannot happen because we wish it. It cannot happen because we pray for it only. It's going to happen with your input in the diaspora and us on the ground and everybody who has had enough. We're not talking about those who have the hymn book and are singing and are clapping, those that are really seeing that Sierra Leone has gone downhill in every aspect of our lives. Those who really love Sierra Leone.
All right, thank you very much. I want to say thank you, Tababa of C4C. Thank you, Madam Femi Claudius Cole of Unity Party. Thank you, Arthur Pierce of NGC Party. And I also want to thank the viewers, the one that we comments. I mean, on our comments, the comments are incredible. This is not a way for speak to the government. It is a right, within a social media, with a comment, with a talk. It is a way to speak to the president. It is the way to speak to our government, to tell them what we think, to express ourselves. So I want to tell una thank you when una come on board this debate, for make una self share una thoughts, una ideas, and una opinions on this very, very important issue we'll talk about today, when are the inclusive and equitable governance bill, and when they decided to Simdede, and also the gender bill. And we equally talk about the challenges then where political parties them, or as a country, where we they face inside the coming to the 2022-2023 election. A lot of things then they were the political party then I also don't highlight, but it's rather unfortunate we not get the two main political party them where go get a lot for say with all the entanglement of the things the way they go on and at the country. It's rather unfortunate, but these are the patriotic political parties that will feel say Salon people them need for know the truth. These are the political parties that are committed to make sure say Salon people understand what in the go on at the country, even if you're far na the diaspora, but you get a feel of what in the happen at the country. These are the political party who stood up for make the people see and understand and know what's in the go on at the country. So I want to appreciate you now. And as time they go on, we have so many issues then where we need for bring to light, and as a political party where una also need for tell the people waiting on concern as well, and how with the roadway we need for take for follow una or for follow waiting una they talk for make sure say Sierra Leoneans be a better Sierra Leone be a better place. And so the diaspora today we don't get political party there, we don't make commitment for ensure say this bill pass na parliament. They don't take them position as a party, and they don't map out strategies them for ensure say these diaspora issues to seem come to a rest, for make una self able for participate na the political space and na the political process and cycle na Salon. Well, with all what we don't talk today, now so I go left una today as always. Thank you to me viewers them. I mean, you guys have been awesome, and you wonder where they watch through Star TV within a Salon. I appreciate you now. And this program now real talk with the talk, now the reality with the talk, and with the talk for woman them Mion program, they talk most especially for woman them. Make una give the political space. Let we self go come inside and make the government with the in power, and the one we get for come in power in the future. Make them give we a better secure and good atmosphere, environment for let women and go thrive na the political space. We need security. We need things that we're going to equip we for make we self play a leadership role na the political party then. We tire for be women swing. We tire for clap. We tire for wear t-shirt and polo. We tire for cook. We tire for dance na streets. We self as woman, we want for take the leadership role. We self as woman want for team up and lead Sierra Leone, because honestly, we don't give the man then 60 years for making them lead we. We don't give the man then 60 years for make them make sure say Sierra Leone straight. It is about time make una self give we the opportunity, make we self lead. It's about time let we self show now we leadership quality them. As Atobi don't say, woman we are peace builders. We then make now we are the backbone of the political party them. So if we tie we Oja say no, we support we self as woman them. Let we not marginalize the man them, but make una look we as partners in development, not to as women's wing. You know what's in a wing? Wing that where not all man wants for its wing safe. Wing that where not they function that way. We want for be the head. We want for be the neck. You know, so when I give you this opportunity, and I'm glad Sifosi don't give you the position, say then self team up tranga one for woman business and woman empowerment for politics. Of course, NGC self don't make a statement, then stand firmly for empower the woman in a salon. And of course, we own woman when one grain in the champion, you know, now all the political party there, now in there before, you know, easy, but we are seeing you, we are watching you, and we see the inputs where you make now the political space in recent times. We see how you team up and talk about issues where you believe in. People are running away. People don't want to talk. But now this quality where woman get, woman will not afraid for talk. We not afraid for talk. And you have exhibited that, Madam Femi Claudius-Cole. We have seen it. We heard you. We don't hear you. And we work with you as woman. And any woman will get for Canada political space, as woman, they're ready for work with you. Diaspora, it is your right to vote. It is your right that you should ask for it. Now, on a right for vote, not on a fault for low for yourself in this country, now greener pastures. And also, we your expertise, what we don't learn, what we don't experience, for go the right way. Now, one for bringing a salon. So, salon people, on our way in a salon, on no get any fear for diaspora, then, on no get anything on for worry for diaspora, and they can't take, diaspora on for add. Diaspora, and they can't take, diaspora on for make the country straight. Diaspora, all the English and straightforward business within them parts of the country where things they work right. Where bed no day, corner no day, 9 they want for implement na salon. So dear una open una answer and welcome all the diasporas there we want for participating in the electoral process na salon. I don't talk plenty, but that's me. I like to talk, especially, for women there and for make sure say salon go before. It is our responsibility. We need for play we own part, and together we go make sure say salon pow pow, salon for better, pow pow, salon for go before. Salon for go before, by hook or by crook, if for go before, and the right way now we want for make salon go before. Well, that's why I go left for now. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody. Next week I no go there, but the following week, of course, I will get a panel, virtual discussion, Zoom meeting with the mayor of Freetown. So stay tuned for that. In the next 2 weeks, I will get the mayor of Freetown. Instead, we can tell me about in journey na the political arena. Thank you very much. Goodbye. God bless Sierra Leone.